Yeah,
do
I
it.
think I'm starting it technically 2 minutes early, but I think
Let's
by
do it
doing
just
it,
to fuck with them, dude. Just
well, I
let's
think
fuck.
by doing it that way,
The buffer
it
will catch up.
yeah, your mic by the way is like going up and down and up and down.
Oh, hold on. Is automatic gain control on? Hold
I don't
on.
know, is it? You
Hold on.
tell
Well, it
me.
must be because I'm not getting any closer or further in the microphone. I mean, you see me, right?
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a gain thing.
All right, hold on.
That's okay.
Uh,
We're doing live
check,
tech
check, check,
support.
check, 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 check. Okay, we
Whoa,
good? Is that good?
your voice didn't get any louder, but the sound floor sure rose.
Here, let me see here. Check, 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 check. How about now? Did it drop out when I
Your
talked?
air conditioner's on, isn't it?
Yeah, you want me to kill it down?
I think so.
All right, give me a sec.
Hi guys, it's Tech Talk
Shut
time.
up.
It's totally time for
You
Tech
better
Talk.
not have started the goddamn stream.
I already did. We're been live for a while, or something like that.
What?
I don't know. We're live.
Are we?
We've been live.
Did you just get my ass all over that?
I told you we were live.
You did, actually.
Now you're peeking.
I just thought you were trying.
I can hear cracking from your
Peeking where? Hold on here.
Guys, this stream just sucks already.
We haven't done this for a while. Here, hold on. Like last week. Let
because
me drop
Jerry
tape.
keeps missing weeks.
Check, check, check. Am I still clipping?
Nope.
Is that better?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, I mean, what do you mean you guess? It's either better or it's not, Jay.
Oh, you know why your volume's low? My amp is turned down.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I just realized. Let me fix that. Hold on.
Oh my god.
I just looked at it. I'm like, why is everything so quiet? Yeah, because I have my headphones.
You know what cracks me up about Jay is that he literally does like these really in-depth fucking reviews with like every spec down to the thing and every single thing possible covered.
I didn't even mention how many transistors were in the Titan X.
I think it's like over 10,000. 12,000?
12 billion, I think. Something like that.
12 billion? Fuck. No, just kidding.
Who cares?
Nobody really cares. Like, does anybody really care about the numbers or even know what they fucking mean?
I
Like,
don't think so.
I'm gonna open up Wikipedia though, just like
Whatever.
sounds
I'm gonna roll the intro.
do it.
It's going.
Tick tock, tick tock, roly poly, tick tock. Opening up Wikipedia because I am so dumb. All right.
Can that be your new theme song? Like for every time you start a
Actually,
video?
that actually sounded pretty good. I might do that. Okay, I'm gonna open up the
I'm
GeForce
dumb.
9 series, the Maxwells, and the come on, starts with a P. Something with a P. I said it 20 times yesterday.
Uh,
Wow, I just had like the biggest brain fart ever. Pascal, thank you. I
you just
keep
did a
trying to
review
remember.
on it. You can remember the core name.
Hey, I remember one card has an X on it, and the other one doesn't. So I'd say that's pretty fucking astute of me.
Well, I don't know. The last Titan X had an X in it.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, the original Titan X just said Titan on it.
Okay, yeah, on the cooler it does, but it was still Titan X.
No, that's what I'm saying though. That's like the only differentiation between the two goddamn cards. One has an X and one doesn't, even though they're both called a Titan X. I
How
don't
about the
understand.
entire angles and cuts on the cooler is a million times different?
Nah, they still look pretty close when you. I mean, if you put them
No, they
side
don't.
by side.
The heat sink in there that you can see through the window is silver, and the other one's black. The middle of the fan is silver, and the other one is black. Come on, he had those cards right in front of you. I know he did.
He had the 1070 in front of me because his old Titans were actually at Puget Systems getting installed in his wife's computer. That's way better than mine.
Well, since Jerry obviously dropped the ball, allow me to hold up both of them side by side right here. Jerry, hold up your Titan X real quick.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You did not just say that.
So here are the two Titans side by side.
Such a
And,
cocksucker. Jay, I hate you.
So if you look at them, if I can get them arranged without dropping them here, because this is only like collectively like $2,400 worth of stuff. So there they are side by side. Oh, look, you can see Jerry in the reflection. You can see the heat sink in the original Titan, which doesn't say X, by the way. Jerry is correct, and the font is bigger, is black in there, and the fan is black.
What's the font size difference?
That's font is on the old Titan is bigger.
Okay.
But you can see the cooler. Obviously, all the angles are different on it. But yeah, aesthetically, they're quite different.
By the way, I like that you started your video out ripping on the Titan X. Are you re-releasing the Titan X, or is it the same card, or is it a new card?
Now I was like, whatever you guys want to call it.
No, because I felt the same exact way when I looked at it. I was like, it's a Titan X. I mean, they don't say like 980 Kepler or 980 Maxwell.
Let me tell you what's so funny about that was when I had the conversation with NVIDIA, because I didn't find out till the last minute pretty much that I accidentally just damn it, I went to lock my chair and I hit the hydraulic switch and went sliding way down like out of frame. So
Nobody even noticed.
so anyway, basically I asked NVIDIA, I was like, okay, so Titan X, and they're like, yeah, Titan X. I'm like, we already did Titan X as a joke, right? And they're like, haha, whatever. Then we had the little like press meeting thing, like the little go-to meeting with a bunch of other reviewers at the same time. There was like 30 people in there.
Yeah.
And someone asked in there, this was prior to the launch, right? Someone asked in there, so why did you guys decide to keep it as Titan X? And their response was, we didn't want to make it confusing.
Oh my fucking god, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
It couldn't be more confusing.
They were like, we wanted to keep the name the same to kind of keep it a little bit less confusing. It's like, wait a minute. Who needs to be fired over there for that?
I need to find out who it was on my Twitter feed that recommended that they should have named it the TI-10, because I thought that was genius. Like, how did NVIDIA's like highly paid marketing team not figure that out? Like Titan. It would have been perfect.
Well, not only that, they had this whole stupid. I hate to say stupid, but it was kind of stupid. This whole like factor of 10 thing going on or whatever it was.
It's okay,
right?
NVIDIA loves you. You can get away with just about anything. Just
right.
Talk about AMD cards catching fire and shit. Just as a misdirection.
For everyone that thinks that like NVIDIA just handed this card to me, I literally like nagged. I nagged and nagged.
Had to, because I heard they did not send out any review cards.
Sure they did. Look at all the written sites that had them out before they were available to buy.
No, but I mean, that was like the word on the street, though. Usually everybody knows, like, you know, the YouTube reviewers that are getting them and stuff. It's like NVIDIA was not advertising; they were sending them out.
They said going into it, because the reviewers asked, right? They had multiple like go-to meetings, different times of the day, so that people could make it where it was convenient for them. There was like 30 people in each one, so it was like at least 60 people, right? All the written sites, all like PC Mag and Maximum PC and all that stuff, all of them were there. And of course, all of them wanted one, but I don't know what their review budget was, but apparently it was super slim. So I nagged. And, I literally tried to be that greasy wheel, because I was like, if I'm going to get one, damn it, I don't have $1,200.
Like, I'm either going to get one or burn this bridge to the ground trying.
Yeah, I mean, I would, if I got cut off by NVIDIA or AMD, I would just go buy them for the reviews and then sell them or whatever. But it wouldn't change anything. But yeah, I literally, I don't know how many YouTubers got one. I have not been looking. I only saw written sites doing reviews.
I'm not seeing a ton of reviews. Like today when I was plugging around YouTube after posting my video that was way more in-depth and way more detailed than yours in every single way.
I haven't seen yours yet. I can't wait to see it. We should just watch it live here on Tech Talk.
Oh, dude, actually, that might not be a good idea. I punked you pretty hard.
You punked me?
Yeah.
That's okay. Hold up your Titan real quick. I want to see it.
You know, what's that?
Can you hold up your Titan real quick so we can compare?
Hold on. I think I put it in the garbage. Hold on here. I left it at my friend's house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I left them both there, actually.
Well, hold on. Hold on. I'll hold up this Titan right here, or I can hold up this 980 Ti, or I can hold up this Titan right here, or I can hold up these other two 980 Ti's. Can you hold up any of these?
You know what? I'm going to turn this around on you, Jay. I think everybody should hate on Jay for having so many fucking graphics cards that don't have a home because his computer's already crammed, packed full of
They do have a home. They're on the floor right there. They're on the desk.
That is not a home. That is not a proper home, Jay.
Okay. So I'm going to show you this real quick. When videos go out about new titles and stuff, and people always ask me like, how does it compare to this? How does it compare to that?
Yeah.
Or I do new titles. If I gave away every single card I ever owned, like people think I should, I could never go back and retest any of this stuff. But yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, those are the cards you have to watch the stream. Obviously, there's some cards there. There's some Titans there.
You should just sell them all.
My trash can. There's more cards there.
In the trash can.
Hold on.
Is there one holding the door open? Where's the one holding the door open?
There's a few cards hanging out right there. There's a couple more cards hanging out right there. There's some more cards hanging out over there.
I am dead serious. You know what video you should do? This is totally your personality too. You should make a video. You literally just use GPUs like as fucking Lego blocks to like build little houses and shit.
You know what though? This isn't a hoarder thing. This isn't like Jay's snob. He needs all these things. I don't need to sell these. I could sell them if I want, but I don't need to sell them. I don't need the money. I'd rather have them for future builds and giveaways and stuff like that. Like the DG87 case, I'm doing a build in for the review for that case. I wanted to do a build in it, so I can. Because I have this stuff, I can. But if literally everyone out there that stomps their feet and says, why do you need all this, give it away, if I did that, I couldn't do these damn videos. I couldn't do 3 980 Ti's in there for the sake of wanting to if I gave them away, internet.
Oh, by the way, while Jay's bitching about not giving away graphics cards, I would like to point your attention to the sign behind me. It's also in my video. We are giving away a 1070. Granted, it's used, and I drew on it with a Sharpie.
I'm going to make an announcement right now on Twitter that I'm giving away a 1080.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Don't do it.
When you put that up on Twitter, I was like, oh, God, I want to do it real quick. Like, hey, guys, come follow me for a 1080 giveaway.
Come follow me. No, you have to unfollow Kevlar Condom and then follow Jay.
If you can show me proof that you unsubscribed from Jerry, you were entered into the drawing.
That would be the biggest dick move giveaway rule ever. You have to unsub from somebody else to enter the giveaway. If at the time of drawing you were subbed to that person, you were ineligible.
I kind of want to try that.
That's bad, dude. That fits your personality actually pretty good. Find somebody you really hate and do that.
No, it doesn't. I'm a giving person. It doesn't. Oh. I am a giving person, and you know it.
Yeah, he is actually. We can't really talk about it on stream. Jay even proved he was a giving person right before the stream. And not like sexually giving, like actual giving.
Well, it's all about the give and the receive.
Shout about to give.
Yeah, no, it's just
sexual.
I just paid for someone's apartment, and we'll just leave it at that. But anyway,
you're a good man. You're a good man, Jay. You're dick. You're a good man.
But the internet, if they see this stuff, they think that we're being hoarders and we're just like greedy. But it's not. My friends and family know that I will give the shirt off my back, and then they'll beg me to put it back on. But I will give the shirt off my back for anyone that needs it. Anyway,
I believe it, and I always will. And I would give you the shirt off my back, but it would be more like a dress.
I do want to point out with the number of GPUs I have in here, though. I only grabbed 970s and higher because I didn't want to make 15 trips to the shop, and I left all the AMD cards down there. Obviously, it was an NVIDIA video.
So that stack behind you wasn't even all your graphics cards.
That was just my 970s and up.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
But yeah, no, I thought about putting a bunch of AMD graphics cards in the background too, just to troll, because NVIDIA had no hand in this review, believe it or not. They didn't give me any, like, there was no stipulations whatsoever. Because they know the history of my Titan videos. They've seen the rants. They've seen the cussing and the screaming and the fuck you NVIDIA.
Well, yeah, you do a search for Titan, and the first 3 links are your old 1.2 million video where you thrash the Titan, and then followed by your next video that's like, Titan, I'm pissed off, or something like that. And it's your rant. Then the third one is like your new one. Yeah. I guess they figured accuracy by volume. Eventually, you'd say something nice about their card, and then you still kind of shit on it for the price. But you were nice about everything else.
The card, you've seen it firsthand. The card deserves the praise that it gets for performance, but performance per dollar makes about as much sense as a fucking Bugatti.
That's true. What was that? What was the Titan that was like $1,500 when it came out? Like it
was $3,000, and it was the Titan Z. It was the dual Titan card.
Had the 2 Titans on. Okay, that's right. Fucking $3,000.
That's still the last card that they left double precision on. They took double precision off everything else.
Well, then why do they still have double precision listed as a factor? Or are they just not? They don't have
optimized
for it. Okay, I got you. It's all like software emulated. That would explain why the numbers are so goddamn low on it.
Yeah, the Titan Z is still technically what they consider to be their poor man's Quadro, if you will.
What are those going for now? If you wanted to pick one up,
I don't know. Can you even still buy one? Let's see.
It's a Maxwell, right? Or is it older?
No, it's Kepler, because it was based on the I could be wrong. It was based on the original Titan, which I believe was Kepler.
It's gotta be cheap as shit then.
It was big Kepler, I believe.
Let's see if I can find one here on eBay. I'm curious. The Titan Z.
Yeah.
All right, pull it up here.
I like how we're live streaming. Just like, let's do live searching for the overpriced graphics cards.
Okay, so they're still going for decent money here. Let me do completed listings here, so that we're not looking at. So $900. One just sold today for $900 used.
Really?
That's okay. Crazy,
dude. So I have not looked at pricing of the Founders Edition cards in a while.
Yeah.
Has the internet lost their fucking mind? Why is an EVGA GTX 1080 Founders Edition on Newegg $800? Why is a Gigabyte GeForce GTX 1080 Founders Edition $998?
Yeah, whatever happened to
like? Are you serious, guys? That pricing is not set by NVIDIA. People who complain about markup, that pricing is not set by NVIDIA. That markup, that's Gigabyte,
that's supply and demand gouging is what it is.
I don't know. So I don't believe Newegg would set that price. Otherwise, why would they set one brand's founder's card $200 more expensive than another one? They would. No,
I tend to agree with you because Newegg tries to be competitive in the place with pricing. So I'd have to imagine that if they're charging that much, so is everybody else. So you're probably right. The price is fixed from the manufacturer.
It's got to be. Like, Gigabyte really thinks a 1080 Founders is worth $998? You know, again, it's supply and demand because, well, we can't keep the 1080 in stock, so why don't we just come out with another card that uses Pascal and just continue to eat up those cores? I don't believe this GPU core, though, is... it's GPU, what, 102, I think they called it? I don't remember. But whatever.
Oh, for the one that's on the Titan? The new one?
Yeah.
Let's see. Right here, the Titan X is the... Hold on, I just had it on here. Codename GM200.
No, you're looking at GM, which is Maxwell.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Max.
I think the new Titan is GP 102. I could be wrong. By the time we find the answer, chat will have already corrected us 56,000 times. But
I know, right? No, yeah, you're right. GP 102.
Yeah. So I don't know if GP 102 and GPU 104, which is the 1080, are the same core and one's shaved down and they gave it a different number. But I don't know.
Well, I'd imagine if they change the core number, it shouldn't be the same core. I mean, because that's the lowest level number of their manufacturing. They're not going to have two versions of the same thing.
But the architecture's the same. It's
the
just
architecture's the same.
More CUDA cores.
Massive transistor boost, though. I mean, you go from 7.2 billion to 12 billion. That's crazy.
Yeah. And guys, guess what? In 12 months next year, this will be old news, and we'll be doing benchmarks about how this Titan X sucks compared to the next Titan X.
Yep.
It is what it is, though. Honestly, this card is, and now I basically made the argument because, guys, I've not been like, everyone thinks I'm just like, oh, Nvidia, yay, let me go down on my knees for you. It doesn't. No, I have pushed back as much as you guys have to it. Like, why'd you leave the name the same? Why is it so fucking expensive? I basically went as far as to say, why raise the price of the Titan $200 more versus the previous Titans, which always launched at $100. Yeah, we wish $1,000. And basically, it was told, well, it's a deep learning card. I'm like, then why does it say GeForce GTX on the side? Because they were like,
that was some fast thinking right at the end. That wasn't that.
No.
It's one of those things where they expected it to be a gaming card, and then they were like, holy shit, this actually is a deep learning card.
I don't think they ever actually expected it to be anything, because if you read the article that went out, and this being Jensen's like brainchild of a deep learning GPU, they knew that the goal for this card was always deep learning. If what they're saying is factual, then they would have dropped the GTX immediately. But again, they wanted to leave it called the Titan X so there was no confusion. Well, let's talk about the confusion that has actually been generated with this card. It's a GTX Titan X, okay? Which is the same name as the previous GTX Titan X, but they don't want to confuse you. But they also said it's a deep learning card, and when I said it's a gaming card because it says GTX, they were like, oh, well, we might drop that name in the future. We don't know. It's like, well, it says GTX on the side. That means GeForce GTX, because what they said was if performance per dollar is what matters to you, then customers should be looking at the GeForce GTX line. And I went, but it says GeForce GTX right on the freaking card. And they were like, oh, well, we might change that name. So they don't want to cause confusion, but they left it GeForce GTX Titan X, the exact same name as the previous overpriced gaming card designed for deep learning. This is just weird. This whole situation regarding the mindset of this card is weird.
It literally sounds to me like there was confusion in the end. It really does. Like, it may have started out as like a deep learning card, but I think when it went to manufacturing, they were like, why would they put GeForce GTX on a market as a GeForce card if it's a deep learning card? Period. Like, so that makes no sense.
Mason1 in chat says deep learning means it has int 8, but I thought GTX 1080 also had int 8.
I'm not familiar.
But I thought
what's int 8?
It's a type of
instructions or something.
Yeah, they're talking about direct compute and all that stuff. It's another type of integer in there.
Okay.
So I don't know much about int 8, and I don't know what makes that good for deep learning, but I could have swore the 1080 had it. Can you research that real quick? I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, let me see here. So the 1080 with the int 8. Oh, okay. So I think I understand now. So it's a different precision of integer that it supports in hardware.
Right.
Let's see. So int 8. Let's see. In the 1080 series is what you're wondering about?
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's see. Yes, CC 6.1 supports FP16 operations. Let's see. CUDA 8. I'm going through here. Okay, so no, they're showing a bunch of assembly code here on this one page utilizing the new instruction or data type. So int 8 must be like an incredibly high precision number, like maybe an 8-byte integer instead of like a 2-byte precision integer. Let's see.
Someone else is saying no, it's not 8, it's floating 16 or F6, which the 1080 I'm fairly certain does have, because we talked about that in the press meeting.
Okay, right here. Let's see. I think I just found it. Let's see. Int
8 is good for digital neural networks. See, we're talking Skynet now.
Yeah,
we're
so int 8 16 dot production instructions, so DP4A and DP2A, are indeed full throughput and work just as advertised on the 1080. The F16 support, however, has a lot of functionality that still isn't documented.
On the 1080?
Yeah, and NVIDIA, I'm going to NVIDIA's developer page right now to look at it. So it says... So yeah, according to this, the GeForce, let's see, 1080 GTX 1070. Wait,
yeah,
and 1060?
FP16. See, I could have swore. That's what I could have swore, because in the meeting, in the press meeting online, by the way, was people were like, they were questioning because they looked at the press deck and they were like, but okay, so you're saying that these various standards are not improved over the 1080. And they basically were like, well, that's correct. So it was like, okay, so I'm just confused. Basically, it's all the same, but it's just got more cores pounding shit out.
Well, everything I'm looking at right now, even on Wikipedia, basically shows that the entire line, all the way from the 1060 up to the Titan, all share a similar architecture. They have different transistor counts, different die sizes, obviously, for the transistor counts, different core configurations, different clock speeds, but otherwise,
but
it looks
FP16 and all that stuff's the same, right?
Yeah, the only thing that changes is the bus type moves to GDDR5X on the 1080 and the Titan, and it's just GDDR5.
But a 256 versus a 384 on the Titan X.
Oh, that's the only difference?
The 1080 has a 256-bit memory bus. The Titan X is a 384-bit.
Okay, and I'm sure that probably pays huge dividends, though, with that many cores able to process data.
Who knows?
Because, I mean, single precision on this thing, it says, let's see here, for gigaflops, what is it, 10 megabit, right?
Right.
So that's versus the 1080, which is actually not bad, 8,000.
Yeah.
And then on the 1070, it drops down to 5,000. So
because it's
basically,
not G5X anymore.
Right. So it looks like that memory actually does give it a significant boost.
Which was kind of the thing I was trying to say in my video, was given the memory performance of Titan X and 1080 not being HBM is actually pretty impressive.
Now this is the weird thing though, is the double precision number seems in line with single precision. So the math capabilities of single precision and double precision look like they scale about the same. They're much lower numbers though, obviously, because when it's going to be 317 versus 10,000. But then you drop down to half precision and there's like not much boost at all. It goes from 90 to 128 to 159.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, is it really just seems to be the core count that's really pushing this thing as high as it is.
Yeah, I think that's literally what it is. Just you have so many cores, so as long as you're programming for it. But this is the other thing that I was wondering about. Maybe you can answer this question: is why the hell does the 1080 seem to scale on SLI so much better than the previous generation?
Believe it or not, you are reaching bottlenecks. My three GTX Titan X Maxwell cards, now that I have to clarify, that I have in Skunkworks right now, I get the exact same FPS and average FPS and score in like Valley Benchmark at 1080 as I do 1440. The exact same score. Because 1080, even a 5960X, which is overclocked to 4.5 gig, god damn, I just lowered my chair again, can't handle the amount of GPU performance fast enough. So it takes the higher resolutions to really know. So I bet you noticed at high resolutions it scaled really well though.
Oh, massively well. I think we're playing at 3440 by 1440, staying over 100 frames per second in Doom with everything on Nightmare. That's
just really unorthodox the way that you guys went about that. Like it would have given the audience something to really compare to if it was done in 16:9 aspect ratio, like 1440p, 1080p, and 4K, only because most people still aren't rocking ultra wides. Personally, I like to stick to resolutions where the person at home watching would more than likely have a 1080p or 1440 and can run the same test and see, how do I compare?
Well, we did run two of the benchmarks in there at conventional 1080p resolution just for that reason, but we had that freaking Predator panel and we had to stretch its legs. Like, because honestly, if you're going to spend this kind of money to buy a card like this, you're going to buy a badass monitor. Panel. You're not going to run a 1080p panel. That would be a waste. Throw this thing in the garbage. I mean, if that's all you're going to use to drive it.
Well, I run Predator as my daily driver on my my X34 on my Skunkworks, but I use that monoprice 4K panel on the test bench.
Right.
Because I was using the Acer 4K G-Sync panel, but the problem was I found that NVIDIA G-Sync doesn't like to play with AMD cards very well, even if you disable G-Sync. So
that's what I've heard. You just said the same thing when I was at Xland last time.
Yeah, so it was almost like gimping the card, where the card would just black screen when it go into 3D mode. So I ended up having to get rid of the panel from my test bench and go with a generic panel that has no proprietary sync technology at all.
You actually had to like go get a poor people panel just so you could do your testing.
I actually had the monoprice panel first. But I was like, hey, on the test bench, let's go with this really cool panel. But then the moment I put in a 290X, I thought the card was bad. Actually sent it back to Sapphire. They sent me another one, hooked it up, got the same thing. And then I realized, wait a minute, maybe it's the panel. I switched the panel, and it was perfectly fine. I was really disappointed at that point. I'm like, G-Sync doesn't want to play well with AMD cards. And I understand. Obviously, they're not compatible, but I didn't think the monitor would go as far as to not display an image.
Yeah, that's the part that I don't really understand. That leads me to believe that there's a fundamental flaw with FreeSync or G-Sync in some way, where it's trying.
No, FreeSync fine. FreeSync is fine. You can take a FreeSync panel, hook NVIDIA card up to it, and have no problems whatsoever. But that's because FreeSync is also software based, whereas
I didn't know that.
G-Sync is an actual box in the panel itself. It's hardware based.
So FreeSync is actually doing, but there's still something in the screen, that's telling it when to sync the frame, right?
Absolutely, but
Okay,
the FreeSync does not discriminate.
gotcha,
It,
gotcha.
it, it, FreeSync would work with NVIDIA cards if NVIDIA would support it.
Well, I'll
But they
tell you
don't.
what. I wish that YouTube could let me convey how awesome that Predator panel looked at 100 hertz with G-Sync enabled at the freaking crazy 3440 by
Yeah.
1440 resolution. Like literally, I love my 50-inch 4K screens. I really do. But every time I go and see that incredibly high refresh rate with that crazy resolution, I look at it and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn! Like
Everyone's
you
saying
cannot
there's
convey that.
no point in 3 Titan XPs unless all you do is bench. There's no point in any Pascal 3-way card unless it's all you do because of the SLI scaling now. I want to answer something real quick. Kamanzo Rowlet in chat says, does anyone else's Titan XP boost to around 1800 megahertz on its own? Mine goes to 1855 and it scares me. Don't let it scare you. It's going to slow down anyway. As the card heats up, it's going to slow down more towards the conventional boost clock that it's advertised to. Did you guys keep an eye on temperatures and clock speeds?
Not the clock speeds, but the temperatures we did. And
Oh,
the second card did hit 84.
Both
Well,
cards
here-
hit 84.
No, the first one didn't. The first one sat around like 78, 79 through our entire benchmark. We had it
I'm
up in the corner of the
shocked.
screen.
I'm shocked. But
And that was,
you would,
that was the
if you looked
topmost
at,
clock.
I guarantee if you looked at the core clocks, you would have noticed they slowed down at least 200 megahertz.
I'd be willing to bet that they did, but the
I'm
one
disappointed
thing
that Adam didn't do that. I even gave him a heads up.
Well,
I
no,
gave-
here's no. I told don't blame Adam, blame me, because what I told Adam going into this is that I wanted to create a video that was more like my old style of videos, where it's like you're just coming along for the experience. That's why we left all the specs out of it. That's why we left all. It was basically a completely fluid video. We didn't script, line up, or have any plans. We were just like, what do you got on your computer? Let's just plug cards in and see what happens. That's why we didn't even mess with the fan curve out of the box, because we wanted to just see what would happen in the real world scenario where you just buy two of these things, cram them into the side of a computer, and see what the hell
I
happens.
think that's fair, though. You know, that's the way I started out doing GPU reviews when I first started my channel. The only people I feel that are going to sit there and armchair quarterback this thing and care about the specs and care about all that, most of those people are people who can't afford it, which or would never buy it.
True.
Which kind of sucks, because I think most of the people who could afford this right now, although it be
Yep.
kind of like the uber rich in the PC community, right? This card costs more than many people's entire builds do. I think the person who could afford this card is going to be like, I don't give a fuck. It's the best. I'm going to buy it and put it in. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care how
what
many
you
cores it
right.
has. Blah blah blah. Just let me play the game, and I know I have the best. I think that's who the Titan X customer is. If you want to know the truth.
Well, it'd have to be at $1,200 a pop, and that's
Or guys
exactly.
like Adam who just ordered 2 of them and they couldn't be more excited.
Did you know he was order number 2?
I believe it.
They actually messaged him and said, "Hey, congratulations, you're order number 2." And I was like, "Holy shit!" So he
That's
must
because
have
I was order number 1, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
been order number 1.
I'm actually order number -4 because it came out first.
The main reason that Adam got the cards actually though were for the raw computing power, because he uses a program called Resolve. That's a video editing suite. That's like super GPU intensive. Like Adobe Premiere, like a couple of plugins use GPU. Some of the rendering for H.264 uses some of the GPU, but not much. Resolve will max out both those cards in his system. And so with both cards, he can do real-time noise. Like, you know when you add like the noise reduction filters to the video, it's like literally you get like 1 frame per second. Well, it's like processing. He can do that in real time at 4K 60 with those 2 cards.
I don't get that. I really don't.
Well, no, but well, I'd have to see what noise reduction filter you're adding, because even me, like if I go into Adobe Premiere and I add the what is it called? It's an aftermarket noise reduction plugin that makes it look like you can take the dirtiest looking video and it makes it look just perfect, like it was shot at ISO 100. But it literally is like 1 frame a second, even on my system.
I can
all
apply
24 cores max.
I can apply my third-party noise reduction filters, my third-party color corrections, everything to it, and watch the playback in real time. No problems.
No,
I've
no.
always been there.
What about when you're rendering though? Like when it's not doing the dirty one? Like do you render in real time too, or is it?
Yeah, I render as I edit.
Well,
and then I do a final pass at the end, which takes about 1/3 of the time of the video.
What noise plugin do you use?
Oh,
It's not Red
geez.
Giant, is it?
It might be. I just did a search one day for best Adobe plugin for.
Yeah,
noise
Red
reduction.
Giant approached me and gave me their entire suite to like test out, and they have a really good noise reduction plugin. But damn, is it expensive?
I don't want to open up Adobe right this second because it might actually hang the
It'll just
system
crash
for a
the
second.
No, that's, you can tell me later, but it's one of those things where Adam just wanted the raw processing power because he knew he could use it. The fact that it works awesome in games and stuff, because he loves gaming and things like that, I think is a huge bonus. But the primary goal was to get as much processing power under the hood as possible. And you can't.
I'm not putting them down for buying that whatsoever. More power to them. I kind of wish everybody could have these cards, and it's definitely a step up from the Titan X M in every aspect. I just don't. I'm never going to be a proponent of $1,200 graphics cards. You know, I mean, financially, this card was never aimed at, you know, the 16-year-old in his room playing CS:GO wanting to buy this card. NVIDIA was completely forthright by telling me up front, look, if the customer cares about performance per dollar, they should be looking at the GeForce GTX line. And of course, I was like, but it says blah, blah. Okay, you already heard what I said about that. But they said if Titan X, for a gamer, if you're going to use it for gaming, not for deep learning or any of that productive stuff, is aimed for the person who wants the best for the best at whatever it costs. So
this is true, but there's another way to compute the cost to performance too. Is if you're playing video games, then your cost to performance is basically direct, right? You buy a card for $1,200. How much faster is it than the one step lower card that's almost as fast? But when you're in a workstation environment, it's a little bit different, because if you have to bring in a second rig to basically give you the processing power you need to like real time render, that means another case, another motherboard, more memory, all that stuff to be able to house that graphics card. So you want to be able to spend that extra money. And that's where they get that with the Quadro cards, right?
Joel P in chat says, I'm over high-end cards. Or I'm over high-end parts.
He's just over it.
Then he says, I digress.
I digress.
I already told you the story about why I say that so much, because the guy at work.
Funny.
Yeah, no, guys, trust me. I want 2 of these in my system. I really do. And NVIDIA has no intentions or plans of sending me another card. As you guys have seen, they've already extremely limited who they'll send them to. If they sent me 2, there'd probably be like a pitchfork and torch revolt. But anyway,
get them to send you 2 more and put 3 in there, and just don't plug the third one into anything.
I left the original Titan X boxes in the background, and there's 3 of those. Everyone's like, oh my God, NVIDIA sent him 3 Titan XPs and didn't send anyone else one. And it's like, no, they didn't. Those are the ones from last year. But anyway, let me clarify this real quick. So many people in chat are telling me, Jay, put in 2 because it's skunkworks. It should be over the top. I agree with you. I 100% agree with everyone saying I should put in 2 of these because it's over the top. One, to get the second one would be out of pocket. And God, write-off, tax write-off, whatever. Doesn't matter to me, because there's a lot of things I could do for $1,200. You know,
but why not sell off your Maxwell Titans?
I easily could, but you've seen I don't sell the graphics cards. I keep them. I've got a collection going here.
You're a hoarder. Okay, this just in. Jay is officially a GPU hoarder.
Only GPU hoarders.
Only everything else is good. Just GPU hoarding.
Part of it is I've already said so many times I'm not gonna do it. But So then that brings the next question. Well, what about a 1080 Ti? Do you think there'll be a 1080 Ti? I don't know. Okay. Almost every prediction I've made this year so far has been wrong, and I want to point that out. And I'm okay to say that. That's why it's called a prediction, all right? I might as well be a televangelist at the way I've been predicting things this year.
You're secretly right on everything. NVIDIA's just changing their direction every time you say something.
They're like, hey, Jay says we're not coming out with a Titan X till fall. Let's launch it now. So anyway, you've seen the video. They don't even know who I am. So I said that they wouldn't come out with a 3 GB 1060. Guess what they have? A 3 GB 1060, which I still think is a fucking mistake. Okay, I'm always going to stand by that. Yep. Secondly, I said they probably wouldn't come out with a Titan X until this fall, because they just launched the 1080. Well, obviously I'm holding a Titan X in my hand. Now Logic wants to say they won't come out with a 1080. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Because I need you involved. Stop typing to Adam. I need you to listen. Okay. Logic. Oh, you were typing to Adam, weren't you?
No, I was typing to somebody in chat, but same difference.
Logic tells me that there's no room in the performance curve and the price curve to insert a 1080 Ti. Okay,
well, if they're price gouging right now, like at $900,
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
because the only place it would fit in there is $999.
Yeah, because what was the real price? What was the real asking price for
$699?
So it's $699. That leaves a pretty goddamn wide gap to put a Ti in there.
And that was my original prediction, was that the Titan X would launch at 1,000. Egg on my face, 1,200. So I thought that maybe there was room in there for like an $899 or a $799 or a $849, whatever, Titan Ti or Titan Ti, 1080 Ti.
Yeah.
But price gouging, if the 1080 is being price gouged right now for $1,000, ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Nobody should pay $1,000 for a 1080. I'm sorry. Nobody should honestly pay $1,200 for a Titan X, in my opinion. But anyway, NVIDIA is the only person selling a Titan X. So the only way the Titan X could go more than 1,200 now is if NVIDIA gouges the price, because Newegg isn't even going to get it. It's only available at NVIDIA. So where do you put a 1080 Ti in price if the artificial market has already inflated these up to $800, $900? You can't, because what happens is no one will buy your 1080 if your 1080 Ti is offered at the same time. And if it was going to cost $1,000 for a 1080 Ti, I don't know. Would you personally spend the extra $200 and get a Titan X?
Yeah, I don't think $200 would be enough. Like at that already playing in that sandbox with that price point, I don't think $200 would motivate me to drop down to something lesser. Now, again, it depends on the performance.
Right. Because if it's only 10% slower, right?
Yeah, if you can overclock a 1080 Ti and hit like a base clock performance of a Titan at the higher resolution, because I know it doesn't scale the same. Then I would totally do it, because it'd just be throwing $200 away to do the Titan. But at the same time, I think that if it was a little bit of a lower price, like you had the $700 for say the 1080, and then say $900, so there's a $300 gap, then I think I might be compelled to say, like absolutely at that point that just kills the Titan. So yeah, the Titan pricing is just really screwed. I don't think they're going to make a 1080 Ti just based on that.
Can I take it a step further and say that the entire Pascal lineup pricing is screwed?
Well, what does it compare to the Maxwell lineup? Like, what was the 980?
Maxwell launched, and the prices were the price. There was none of this artificial market. This is reminding me
the supply demand shit. Basically.
Right. This is reminding me of the Bitcoin mining days for AMD.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Where cards that were like $100 started costing like $500, and everybody bought them up and hoarded them and sold them to Bitcoin mines.
Yeah, and then it matured, and nobody used GPUs anymore.
Dude, actually, I lucked out. I wanted to build a GPU mine for mining Bitcoin before it went ASIC.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I tried to find some of those graphics cards, and I found a pair, and I was going to pay through the teeth from them, and I was like, nah. And then it like all crumbled. When ASICs came out, like overnight, GPUs were dead.
Yeah. Everyone said your mic is really loud, so I'm backing you down a little bit.
You back me down, Jay.
I'm back you down. Okay.
Down.
So that, I guess that's any final words you want to say about Titan X though?
And price aside, if you just take price out of the equation, holy shit, it is impressive.
Yeah, you were going to pay a premium for that 25 to 30% performance boost over a 1080.
Yes. For something that is air cooled with a stock cooler on it.
Yes, guys, EK Waterblocks is making a water block port too.
Oh, well, I'd love to see how we didn't really play around with overclocking a lot.
I hit 2076 as my max core. I hit 2076.
Shit, no way. Sustained?
Yes. With the fans at 100%, it reached 77C, so that was hot. That was a hot core.
Base clock on that card's what, only 1400?
1417.
Holy shit, that is massive.
Boost clock is 1531. That's unfortunate. Dude, I told Adam all of this before you even did your video. I would say play around with it.
I told Adam I didn't we do any overclocking because of me. I did not want overclocking in the video.
All right.
Well, I didn't spend 3 hours crashing and upping numbers and crashing and upping numbers like overclockers do.
I guaranteed you could have made it 2000 and not had a problem. But yeah.
We have a reason to do another video now. We'll do the overclock.
2076 peak, about 2050 to 2036 sustained. And when I did that, my Fire Strike score for normal Fire Strike, I did all three, but I just remember this number off the top of my head. My Fire Strike score went from 28,800 range to 31,300 range. So we gained that much performance.
So Adam just said that he's running 1900 now at 74C because he's doing his overclocking now. So
what case is he using? Is he have a Puget?
This is the Define R2XL.
Oh, the XL.
Yeah, and he spaced the cards too. He got the SLI bridge that skips a slot so that he can get some air between them. Because
there you go, guys. I was hitting 84C on my open test bench, and here he is in a closed case, getting better temperatures. Joker,
lower
looking at you.
I know, Joker.
No. I guarantee that. Ask Adam if he's touched anything. I'm pretty sure that's self-boosting up to that.
Oh, is it? Well, here he's watching the stream, so he'll just let me know over.
Adam, tell Jerry, because my card went up to 1876 without touching anything.
So wait a second. On your old Maxwell Titans that you're running in your main rig, you're only overclocking those by like 500.
Base clock on that's 1,000. Yeah. Boost clock's 12 something or 1176, I think. I'm running mine.
Than that though, right?
Okay. I'm running mine daily at 1500.
So 1500. So you're saying on air the new Titan X is actually achieving a higher overclock than those do on Liquid?
Liquid didn't change my max overclock.
Oh, it didn't? You
Liquid,
got the same there?
Yeah, Liquid on today's graphics cards isn't going to give you a better Joker was right. Technoscope, you didn't listen to what I said, man. I was ribbing Joker because Jerry and I said that sometimes a case can lower your temperature, and people say my open air test bed being a lower temperature. Well,
the thing that people didn't know that we established, just for the people that didn't catch the earlier tech talk, was that a case, when you're designing a graphics card, you're going to design it to operate in a case. You're not going to design it to operate outside of a case. So they took that into account, and a lot of cases produce airflow through them that actually aids the card in cooling itself versus having it just pull stagnant air sitting on a test bench. That's why it doesn't make sense when you first think about it. But if you actually like take the time and go, oh, wait a second, the case is designed to bring fresh air in and pump the hot air out, and then that's surrounding the card, and the card is utilizing that path of air, then it makes perfect sense. But either way, it didn't make like a shitload of difference either way. I mean,
I'm wondering what Adam's fan speed is right there, because the factory fan curve doesn't go higher than 50%.
Okay, let's see right here. You said it is overclocked, 107%, 300 megahertz, fans max. So he is running fans max.
Okay, tell him to turn those fans back to factory and watch it go to 84C and then slow down.
Well, I don't have to type. You can just hear that.
If he goes back into Afterburner or whatever he's using, hits the reset button, just leaves it, he's going to notice they'll go up to like 1850-ish. And then the temperature will hit 84, and it will slow down to like 1550.
So as long as you got that fan cranked, just the built-in boost will carry the card up.
Clearly, he doesn't care. Okay, fine, Joker, you're redeemed for now. But anyway, clearly he doesn't care about the noise.
No. That's the one thing that I really, and I mentioned it in my video just a little bit. There's a reason why they kept it at 50%, because when they cranked it to 100, they were like, "Holy shit!"
Jerry,
like,
Jerry, do you want to hear something sad?
What?
The original Titan X blower cooler versus the new Titan X blower cooler. Same thing with 980 Ti versus 1080. I should do a side-by-side sound test. The new card at like 80% fan speed is quieter than the old cooler at 50. It looks the same. It looks like the same fan. I don't know what changed, but let's just put it this way. I was going to put two 980 Ti's in my home theater PC just to piss everyone off. But I was going to put two 980 Ti's in there so I could have proper SLI, single card per eye VR experience, right? But they were so damn loud compared to the 1080s, 1070s, and the new Titan X cooler that even though it's like the same fan, I don't know what they changed. It was so much louder. I had to take them out. They were too loud.
Even with so kudos to NVIDIA for finding blade pitch or something that reduced the noise.
They look the same.
But I still have to say they're loud as shit. The two at 100%.
Oh, no,
Adam cranked them up. I was like, this sounds like a quiet vacuum cleaner. But still,
I stand corrected.
What?
The blades on the new cooler are thinner and have a slight curvature to them, where the other ones are thicker and straight.
Oh, they kill the buffeting, so it's got a smoother. It's smoother.
I'll have to take a close-up picture for that. Guys, remind me to do that on Twitter so I can show it. The new fan it's thinner and swept, like it's curved, where the other ones are thicker and just straight. So yeah, that might explain why it sounds so much different.
Oh, and Adam thanks you for the ramp of the fan curve. He said it's really nice with headphones on.
Yeah, I agree. I game with headphones most of the time, and
it was louder. Well, I don't know about louder. I'd say it's about as loud as my air conditioner, and that coming out of a PC is ridiculous. Like, yeah. So that's the only reason I think that NVIDIA just opted to say, okay, let's just lock it at 50, because if you go above that, everybody's going to call us and say, oh shit, why is our computer so loud?
If they let it go to 60, there's an improvement in clock speed. Just 10%, and it didn't make that much difference. I've already tested it on terms of noise. All right, let's move on, because I have a lot of donation comments I've got to catch up on here. And I told you before the stream that I've got a sad car story to tell.
We'll save that to the end.
Let's do car talk now.
Okay, Blues motor. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I kind of, if I had blown my motor, I would have been like, all right, full forge build, here we go. My master cylinder took a shit today.
Oh, the brake master cylinder?
No, God, no, not the brake master cylinder, my clutch master cylinder.
Oh,
which is really stupid, because I just had the entire transmission, including master cylinder, slave cylinder, clutch line, clutch, the disc, of course the clutch disc, the flywheel, everything completely rebuilt. But went to Coconut Monkey's house today, and we were filming a Two Idiots video. That's why I wasn't answering your text. I was literally like filming Nick doing his intercooler for his car.
Understood.
Right? And driving home, we had to do some errands during that. We had to go get some bolts and stuff for his MAF sensor. And driving home, pulled up to the red light, everything felt normal, drove away, came to the next red light, went to accelerate, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? My pedal went like halfway to the floor without engaging. I'm like, that's not normal. Like, and here's the thing. I have a stage 2 transmission and clutch. So my clutch is very firm, very firm. And what it felt like was the OEM clutch suddenly. And I'm so in tune with my car, I could tell it was a little bit different. It had a lot of free play at the top of the pedal press. And I thought, that's weird. So my biggest fear went, oh crap, did my slave cylinder just die? Because 370Zs, 350Zs as well, are notorious for slave cylinders to die. But I have an upgraded billet Z1 slave cylinder in there to combat that. Those have not been failing because, believe it or not, the slave cylinder in the OEM clutch, Jerry, is plastic. Yeah. Plastic. That hydraulic bearing that has to push on the clutch is plastic on the stock one. So anyway, yeah. So I put in a billet aluminum one, and et cetera. And I thought, and here's the thing that scared me. I'm like, oh shit, because what happens if all that hydraulic fluid pisses out in the bell housing? Well, it destroys your clutch. Right? The clutch material soaks it up, and the clutch is
absorb it. Yeah, and then you never burn it off.
So I was like, damn, I just spent like $4,000 doing this transmission to put it all stage 2. So as I'm driving it, I'm being real ginger with the car because I'm thinking every time I push the clutch, I might be squeezing out fluid in there.
Thing is, you're really smooth on the clutch too. You're not like you just rape the clutch everywhere you drive.
No, I'm pretty easy with the way I drive the car. It's only got 7,000 miles on the clutch. So I get on the freeway, I get it in the 6th gear, and I'm just cruising. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be doing any unnecessary shifting. I even got off at a particular exit that doesn't have one of those raised freeway ramps, so I didn't have to rev it up a hill or whatever.
Right.
Just putted it over to Fontana Nissan Race Shop. Those are the guys that do all my work, and brought it to them because they did all the work for the stage 2. I was like, guys, clutch is being weird. It's got a ton of free play. It's got like 4 inches of free play, right? In the clutch pedal. And I'm like, I hope to God it's not my slave cylinder. I said, I haven't checked the clutch fluid or anything yet. I just brought it here. I haven't even popped the hood. I want you guys to look at it. So Chris over at Fontana Nissan, GTR master mechanic, gotta love this guy. He knows his shit. He comes to the car, he opens the hood, and he gets in the car first. He's like, did you try pumping the pedal to see if it built pressure? And, nope, I drove it here. And all I know is that I have to put my foot nearly to the floor to engage or disengage the clutch. Mm-hmm. So he gets in, he starts playing with it. He goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's your master and not your slave. I'm like, how can you tell? He's like, because all the play's at the top. Usually when there's a slave cylinder issue, when you push the pedal, it's firm, and then it kind of goes dead as it goes to the floor.
Makes sense.
But then he goes, well, did you look at your fluid? I said, nope, I brought it straight here. We look under the car. There's no drips. He opens up the reservoir. My fluid is black. My fluid is normally clear. Motul 400. My fluid is completely black. It's black as
So
this
when the
mic.
seal blew in the master cylinder, it contaminated all the fluid?
Right. So fortunately, there's a silver lining to this. It is 100% warranted. So
nice. How long is it going to take him to fix it?
Probably a week.
Oh,
Only
shit.
because he's 15 cars behind right now.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Summertime, maybe it's a hard time on cars. I don't know, but he's like way backed up. So here's what he says he's gonna do. He's like, bring the car, drop it off. He's like, I'm off on Monday. He's like, don't bring it tomorrow. I'm too booked up. He says, bring it in Tuesday. Drop it off with me. Let me have it a few days. I'll work on it in between jobs. And he's like, we'll get it done so you can get out of here and make your videos. Because he knew I was like finally to the point where I'm going to do the review for Nizzy. Everyone's been bugging me, especially with the simulator video I did, right? I showed pictures of the car, and everyone's like, fuck, do a video of your car, will you? You've had it 10 months, and you haven't done any videos on the car.
Just do a rant video. This goddamn clutch don't work, fucking car.
Stupid motherfucker. No, Nissan has clutch problems. They always have. So anyway,
can you build it out, though? You're not going to have them just build it stock again, are you?
No, my clutch is as upgraded as it can get right now. There is no aftermarket master, only slaves. There's no aftermarket.
There's no aftermarket master.
No aftermarket masters for that car.
What about the rebuild kits though? Nothing.
No. The master OEM is the only one available for my 370. Willwood was making one, but they never went to production with it.
Oh, that sucks. I would have figured you could have at least got like beefier rings and diaphragm and everything inside.
I asked them if they thought that maybe all of the stage 2 stuff in there put an extra load on the master. He said no. He said these masters have been used up to like 700 horsepower, no problems whatsoever. It's just it's a fluke. It's a fluke.
What stage the plate you got in there? Stage 2?
Stage 2, 550 wheel horsepower capable.
How many pounds on the pressure plate?
I don't know.
Over stock? Oh. Well, like when you push the pedal, does it feel like it's like another 30% firmer than it was before?
No. See, that was the thing, is it didn't feel like it took a lot more power car doesn't work, blame NVIDIA. It didn't feel like it took a lot more leg pressure to push the clutch. It just felt firmer, where the entire stroke, there was no play. But then again, I went to stainless steel lines at the same time. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that's the line versus the clutch pressure. But the stage 2 clutch I have in there, is perfectly fine paired with the OEM master. Like I said, we have no choice but to use the OEM. So I dodged a bullet where the CSC didn't die, which means I didn't have to get rid of my stage 2 JWT. But I had already made it up in my mind as I was driving back. I'm like, okay, if my CNC blew up, fuck it, I'm going OS Geiken. I'm getting an OS Geiken in here. I'm gonna go best of the best, and watch it blow up in 10,000 more miles. I don't know. So anyway, the car's still drivable. It just feels like an OEM clutch right now. Because
well, you do drive your car. I mean, you're smooth on the clutch, but you do drive your car. I mean, you drive it hard, so you got to expect shit's gonna fail every now and again.
Yeah, but driving the car hard is going to put more stress on the engine with the way I rev it out versus being a good or bad shifter. I'm a good shifter. You've seen I can shift my car.
You're very smooth. You're very smooth.
And so I haven't been
not
putting...
fast, but smooth.
No, I'm only as fast as that little 6-cylinder NA car will let me go.
No, that's the only thing I don't like about your car is how it shifts. How you have to like basically drop it into neutral before you go into the next gear. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
I don't drop it in neutral; it just goes there on its own.
No. I mean that click. Like you showed me when we're in the car. Like there's like a positive engagement to neutral before you go in the next gear. Like the synchro's grabbing.
Yeah, it's not like your STI where it can be one smooth motion.
You just force the damn thing into every gear and it just goes in, which it probably isn't good for the training.
Do like the direct feel of my shifter though, because my shifter's not. It's not meant to be like a dragster or anything like that.
And like you said, on a track, it doesn't really matter anyways. I mean, all your downshifts are going to be under braking in the corners anyways. So.
Well, upshift too, but I can downshifting. Yeah, it definitely has more neutral engagement than it does upshifting. But anyway, like I said, I dodged the bullet. It's all warranty. It's not going to cost me a dime, just some time.
That's awesome.
It just sucks timing wise because I was like, I'm going to finally do the Nizzy review because I've been leading up to that video for so long, right?
Yeah.
So now the car's. It's perfectly drivable. Like I said, it just feels like a stock clutch again. But anyway.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't something worse because you know
me though. Anything OEM that breaks that can be upgraded will be upgraded.
No.
It just sucks that
anything that's still in perfect shape is going to be upgraded.
What I mean is, if something has to come out, anything that's going back in is going to be better than what came out, even if the thing that came out was only to give access to the thing that broke.
No, I feel the same way. Not just about cars, right? About technology and everything. It's like if something breaks, you're not going to go to the store and buy the same TV or buy the same projector. It's like anytime something breaks, that's an opportunity to go batshit crazy and get a better one.
Canon Shane said that's Nissans in general. His R34 is the same way. Yeah, I know Nissan, or for the UK Nissan, they I don't know what it is. I feel like their clutch engineers could probably go back to school. I'm just saying, they might want to go back to school for a little bit.
Are the trannies in those cars pretty bulletproof too, or is it just
the transmissions, like the actual gearbox itself is pretty bulletproof. It's the clutch. It's them deciding to go with a fully hydraulic clutch and a hydraulic piston that pushes against the pressure plate to disengage the clutch, not a fork.
So here's
it's got extra places to die. And yes, Z1 guys does make a CSC elimination kit, but it's actually not recommended for street cars.
Interesting. So no, I was just wondering, like, it seems like, now I'm thinking more of like my car, your car may be different, but it seems like it would be fairly easy to adapt a different master cylinder from a beefier one from another car and just reuse your brake proportioning valve and just stick it in there and just have like
I think it might come down to size because it fits. I don't know if you've seen those covers that are in my engine bay, right? The left side's the battery, the right side is the brake booster and the clutch master cylinder.
Gotcha.
It's underneath the cowl. Like it's back underneath the cowl.
Well, you see in my car, everything's so ridiculously over. But like my master cylinder looks like it came off like an F-150 diesel because of the all-wheel drive, right? The all-wheel drive requires everything to be really heavily built.
The other thing that concerned me, and he didn't have any comment on when I asked him, he didn't really know the answer because my clutch line is completely heat shielded, right? It's all heat shielded.
Mm-hmm.
So because it runs right past the exhaust. I asked. He stuck his finger in the reservoir when he saw all the brown. I think he was looking to see if there was like chunks of anything, right? Any debris. And when he stuck his finger in, he goes, have you been shifting this a lot? I said, no, I drove it straight here on the freeway, 6-gear cruising the whole time. He goes, yeah, because your clutch fluid is really hot. He's like, really hot. Like way hotter than he expected it to be. So I don't know why my clutch fluid would cook like that.
I actually boiled my clutch fluid once.
But under racing condition?
Yeah, it was on a track.
I was cruising on the freeway in 6th gear for 20 minutes.
So maybe one of the heat shields up under there rattled free?
No, it's not. It's wrapped. The line is wrapped in heat shield, in that heat blanket stuff.
Well, let me ask you this: does your new exhaust change the spacing between the exhaust? Because even though it has heat wrap on it, if you raise the ambient
normally it runs right next to the catalytic converter. I have test pipes in there now. There's more room than there ever was.
That's strange. Yeah, no, I don't know why that would be. That's really bizarre, actually.
So I'm just going to drop the car off Tuesday, say fix it. If anything needs to be upgraded, just do it and send me the bill. You guys
well,
know
it's better to have that
car.
happen than the brake master cylinder fail, because I've had that happen twice in my truck.
That's why when you were like the brace master, remember like when Coconut Monkey drove up to the house, he's like, I got no brakes, and we go outside, we're like, there's your vacuum line done popped off there.
Yeah, it was like the biggest vacuum line on the entire motor popped off.
He replaced that whole line, by the way.
By the way, I'm surprised he hasn't blown his motor yet.
Yet, keyword yet.
Yet. Because he's pushing 20 pounds boost on that thing? Jesus.
22.
22. Oh, my God.
22.
We're just waiting for the two idiots to replace a turbo and motor and block.
All right, let's move on to the donation comments.
Yeah, get through some comments. I only got 4 donations, man.
If you guys want to know how to comment or how to do donation comments, which are guaranteed to be read as long as YouTube doesn't screw up and not show them, the information is in the description. Same way that you guys can donate to Jerry. Anything you donate that's, I hate to put a price on this, but we used to get like $150, like $151 donations, and we couldn't read them all.
Yeah.
Anything over $5 does get read on the air. So if you ever want to have us repeat something that's probably non-flattering for us to say about ourselves, we'll read it. You know why? Because we have no shame. Money.
Yeah, we'll read anything. It's like
money.
This is
money, cash money, dollar money makes us
say
things.
Hey, Jay, we are very, very nice about how we sell out. We sell out in ways that allow us to still be truthful in our videos.
You know what? We sell out in a way that gives the audience control over it.
That's right.
All right. Talk about Titan X. We just did. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. No, that was your notes. I started to read your notes.
Oh my God, that almost went down in history as like the dumbest comment ever. Like 3/4 of the episode was Titan X talk.
No, it was your notes. I literally pulled a Ron Burgundy right there.
Oh my God, dude.
Jay was the first, obviously.
Here, I'm gonna do you a favor, Jay. Here, hold on. Wait. There you go.
You're gonna
all right,
it
so there's no more confusion.
But I was reading that.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I can't undo your typing with Control Z. All right.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Cards are not mine. You're right. Mine is though.
Yes.
Jerry bought a pair of his own pocket because he's just stupid enough to do it, or he might buy it.
I'm thinking about it.
And I'll be honest. I'm quite honestly thinking about spending $1,200 on another one, but at least it counts as sort of a write-off.
I can't remember the last time that I had like the absolute best. I mean, the 980 Ti's when I had those were the best, but like for like a month, right? And then the 1080s came out. I want to have something that's like bleeding edge. I haven't had anything bleeding edge in a while.
As long as you know that bleeding edge is going to be hemorrhaging by next year because it's just okay. Thanks, Hobbs. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Donations are here.
It's like Type 72 font.
Oh my God. Why the name? It actually is Type 72. I'll be damned.
Okay, that's as big as it goes, I think.
All
right. Dave Sranran says, Jay, in the last video, you said you needed a handbrake. You could possibly use a... Jesus!
Challenge accepted.
Oh my God, you just pushed everything down like 2 pages.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll put it
I was
back.
in the middle of reading that comment. Okay. You could... God, stop moving the document around.
I'm sorry. I'm
trying to read this thing and he keeps like changing the document around.
Hands where you can see him. There you go.
He says I should use a stinky board with a plunger as a handbrake, and there might be a tutorial around somewhere.
Yeah, I did that. That was a great video.
I think that was his point.
And you want to know the irony about that? Is it actually worked good. The video started out as a complete gag and joke, and it actually worked good, and I was surprised by that.
You know what I'm thinking about doing though on Dirt Rally, because I'm going to try and get the Revive to work with Dirt Rally because it's an Oculus title.
Sure.
Is use my unmap my 2G sequential from the shifter so that it's a separate thing. Use my paddle shifters in Rally, although that's not very realistic, but still paddle shifters, and then using my 2G sequential to pull it back as a handbrake. I might. No,
that's actually a really good idea because the thing is, you don't need an analog handbrake. Even when I went to Rally school, they always taught you to be really, really firm with your engagement.
I thought you wanted to modulate that. No.
No. You rip on that thing. You want to lock up the rear tires as fast as humanly possible.
It just means I'll never be able to use an H pattern. But then again, most rally cars are not H pattern; they're sequential, right?
It depends. Like open
high-end
class,
rally cars,
not so much, right? But like high, yeah. If we're talking like Richard Burns level shit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. James Swanson says, "I'm back. Now give Jerry your Titan X for free. Titan X for Jerry. It's gonna cost you more than $5 to give this thing to him. Add another $19.95 or $11.95. Math is hard. Okay. Jason and Tara O'Mara. Jerry is absolutely fun running into you in Alaska. Can I send you a licky brush?
I don't know what a licky brush is.
It's probably a brush he licked.
Oh, Man, I got a PO box on all my videos down in the video description. Just hit me up there.
Did you run into someone on vacation?
My entire Alaskan cruise vacation, I ran into one person who recognized me.
I ran into someone in jury duty.
Yeah, was it the police officer? Was it the sheriff?
It was the bailiff. No, it was just another juror.
Yeah, Jason, hit me up over on Twitter.
Kyle Buchanan says, "Hey Jay, in most of your builds you use a D5 pump. Can you please explain the reason why? What's the time and place to use a DDC or D5? I use D5s when there's room. They're quieter than DDCs. They have overall Lang makes both. But you can see them branded as other brands like EK, Swift Tech, Primo Chill. Like you can find them.
Does Thermal Take have one?
Literally, all they do is buy them from Lang and then stick their sticker on it. That's literally all they do. So,
nice.
Because the D5s and the DDCs, those are industrial pumps. They've just been repurposed. I use a D5 when there's room for it. Like I said, it's quieter. I use the manual adjuster one, the Vario pump, not the PWM, because I don't like the way the pump will speed up and slow down really fast under PWM. I like to be able to just leave it at a static speed. I use a DDC on the test bench, and it's noisy. That's my problem with the DDCs, is they're noisy, but they have higher head pressure than the D5s, which is kind of funny because the D5 has a bigger impeller. But I think it's the RPM of the DDC that makes it have higher head pressure. So unless you're running a huge loop with lots and lots of blocks, lots and lots of tubing, it's not gonna make a difference. So I use
Are all
D5.
pumps shaftless, or do the higher torque ones still have like a shaft that goes?
No, there's no shaft in them. They're magnetic driven.
It's all magnetic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they float on the fluid. That's why you never run them dry. The fluid itself actually acts as the lubricant and the bearing for the impeller.
Yeah, I've had to take mine apart twice because of sledging issues from using that. Was it Fesser 1?
Phaser 1, yeah.
Oh shit, that stuff's horrible.
You can actually open up a D5 and grab the impeller and just pull it off. It's just magnetic. It'll pop.
Yeah, same with mine. It's just like a little like aluminum cup, and it's got a ceramic bearing on it that it floats on. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Eric Steele says, "Hey Jay, like my tweet to Terry Crews. Did you see he watched your Red Mist builds? Hope you."
No way.
I've been reaching out to Terry Crews for about a week now. He noticed me on Facebook, and I did reach out to him and was like, "Hey man, you want to bring your PC stuff to the next level? Hit me up." And I know he saw me because I have the blue check mark, and you can check verified tweets.
Oh, dude.
I want to do something with Terry Crews, but at the same time, I know this is something he's doing with his son, so I don't want to get involved in between that. Because his son is the one helping him get into PC gaming.
Dude, I will seriously fly down there and
you won't. No, you won't. So anyway,
would.
I have not been on Twitter today and checked that. So if he's responded to me or whatever, I need to hit at least respond to him and say, "Hey, welcome to the PC Master Race." But
hey, Adam, you know Terry Crews, you know everybody else. Let me know.
He's hooked, man. He's like, I've been watching his Facebook videos
he
puts up
too. I love.
He's
that.
like, "Oh my god, I can't stop buying stuff."
He's holding up his i7. He's like, "Ah!" Yeah. No, I love Terry.
And he got a Phantom. Or I'm sorry, Predator. So I should probably look that up. But anyway, Eric, yes, cool for reaching out. You know, so many people have actually been tagging Terry Crews on my behalf. But I actually reached out to him on Facebook. The problem is I reached out to him on my personal Facebook and not like the JayzTwoCents one. So he probably was I just looked like some dude that's like, "Hey, I know PCs too." I think it might have been the verified tweet though that actually got it noticed. Because you know how many tweets he probably gets a day? No,
but that's the thing is if he's actively seeking something, chances are he's going to run across you because you're so big in the building and GPU and custom.
But I linked him to, I showed him pictures of Red Mist. Like I was like, "Hey, you want to take it to the next level? Hit me up." And I showed a picture of Red Mist. Obviously, he looked at my Twitter bio and then went to the Red Mist build series and looked at it.
I'll admit it. I mean, I don't like to admit it, but you make some gorgeous computer builds. Like even seeing them in person, like Skunkworks looks.
Oh, he did see it. He responded and said, "Red Mist is insane."
Dude.
Nice.
I'll trade you a PewDiePie for a Terry Crews.
Let's see.
Oh, he's all like responding to him live on
Tech Talk can wait while I talk to Terry Crews. Okay.
Dude, no, okay. I'm not arguing. I love the guy. I will seriously not say another word, and we'll just sit here fucking silent and listen to you type.
No, I'm just saying, cool, man. Let me know if you want to take it to the next level. Welcome to PC Gaming.
Dude, I would be so jealous because there's not a lot of people I fangirl over, but Terry Crews is actually somebody I've liked for a very, very long time.
Have you ever listened to his story? It's so humbling.
Yeah, and I like I watch all of his like little video posts on Facebook. Yeah. I loved his post he did about when he was in the gym and the guy was giving him shit for being too loud.
Yeah.
And he talked about how like, you know, it's about, you know, you go there to be inspired and that's your space, and when you're there you're working, it's about you.
Oh shit, Terry Crews is following me.
did he?
I better follow him back.
Better.
Oh my god, I thought I was already following him. Whatever. Oh look, he's also friends with Kevin Hart. Let me tweet to him. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, you gotta understand.
I'm jealous
So,
now.
so someone kind of called me out and was like, "Why do you give Terry Crews love but not your fans?" I love my fans, but I am fans of people too. Okay,
Yeah.
so to have someone like Terry Crews acknowledge me is
I was
kind of a
once a
big
fan
deal.
of Jay too, you know.
And that being on the heels of Nissan following me, that's kind of weird. Hey Nissan, could I have a new OEM master cylinder while you're at it? Anyway, yeah,
Where do you
no, that would be
look on
fun.
Twitter to see like who your famous followers are? There's a place where you can do it.
Oh yeah, you got to be verified.
Fuck you, man. I will stab you.
Did you fill out the application? They opened up
I filled out
applications.
the application. I've been guaranteed by full screen like 500 million times they would do everything in their power and still nothing.
Yeah.
Nada. Nilch.
Yeah. I love Terry Crews because he's humble. He's what you get. You know, what you see is what you get with him. And that's what I love about him. His story, and we'll move on to, I'll apologize. We'll move on to the rest of the comments here in a second. But
don't apologize. I love the guy.
his story, he talked about how he packed up his whole family and moved out here on hopes and dreams of making it in Hollywood. Because his NFL money was running out. He was like, I don't know what to do. People thought he was funny. He was just moved out here and was like, we'll move out here. We'll put it in God's hands and we'll see what happens. And look at where he is today, because he's so humble. He's so just. There's nothing fake about him, and I think that people can tell that. And he does so much charity work and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
so awesome, dude.
That's why every time he puts up a video on Facebook about PC stuff, you guys are awesome too, because you guys always let me know to make sure that I don't miss a Terry Crews moment, because whenever he does something, God, I get linked it like 500 times from you guys, and that's awesome because I don't get to follow on that stuff as much as I want. But anyway.
Terry Crews is awesome. We're both fangirling right now. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Real Lunacy says, Jay, you are such an ATI fanboy. Any chance you can see if Sapphire Ed is still alive? And I have to say it's hilarious. And Jerry posted the first. They were supposed to send me an RX 480 Nitro. Never came. So I've got other brands of RX.
The two that they had probably got stolen off the loading dock because they couldn't afford to close the door.
Yeah. So I moved on to other brands. I'll check that like Gigabyte and actually right now I've got. I just received notice that I've got two graphics cards coming from AMD directly. Let me tell you guys.
Can you say which ones? Or?
Apparently, I didn't piss them off enough. Gotta try harder. I've got a MSI RX 470 and the XFX RX 460 coming.
You know what makes me sad?
I'm gonna compare those to the 1080 and see who does better.
You know what makes me sad, Jay?
What?
You know who my top mention is this week?
Me?
You.
I got that.
Oh, Jay, no, you're killing it, dude. You just need to keep doing what you're doing.
I'm not trying to kill anything. I'm just doing my thing. I think people can tell I had fun with that Titan X video because I went into that knowing.
You totally did.
I went into that knowing people were gonna hate on it no matter what. People were gonna hate what I do no matter what. So I'm just gonna have some fun with this.
Well, you haven't even watched my video yet. It starts with me naked in the shower.
I watched the first 30 seconds, and I got on the phone with my niece. But let's just say Jennifer walked in and was like, "Why is there a naked Jerry on the screen?"
You know how I know that's bullshit? Because she wouldn't even question that.
She actually was more or less wondering why I was watching it.
She would literally just walk in and be like, "Yep, all right, I expected that."
You walk around my house naked all the time.
Oh my god.
William Jensen says.
I like how slow you said that. William Janus.
Well, I was scrolling. I know it's off topic, but I'm curious to know if you've ever had the no sound issue with Battlefield $, Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
And if so, how do you fix it?
Actually, Battlefield $sign is appropriate.
The only time I've ever
buying it on every console.
Yeah, that's any Origin title, or EA title, I should say. So I've had the issue where you load into a game and there's no sound, but it inevitably always loads in. I've never had it not load in, so I can't give you advice on how to fix it.
The only time I did have that happen to me a couple of times. I'm trying to which it wasn't Battlefield, it was another game, but the way I had to do was actually literally Alt Tab out and Alt Tab in like 3 or 4 times. Then finally the sound came on.
Someone said Blizzard just went up to me when it comes to Terry Crews. Why is Blizzard welcoming him? Let's see. Couldn't a company that actually makes good games contact him? Anyway, I digress.
I'll give you a Nate Chan for Terry Crews.
What?
No, I'm just talking.
I up you. Okay, Lathrum says, "Keep it up, guys. The kids from Lathrum. Do you know what that is? What's
No.
Lathrum?
I do not.
NoX says, will you do a review of Titan X underwater cooling?
Damn straight.
I don't know, because quite honestly, you know what I'm thinking about doing with this card? Putting it in my home theater PC.
You know what? If you don't water cool and test that card, I'm going to lose all respect for you.
Honestly, it's because I can't put two 1080s right now in my VR rig. This would be better than.
Let me ask you though, how hard? Oh, actually, that's true. For the VR rig, I believe that this would be a good.
Because my home theater PC doubles as a VR rig.
Yeah, and honestly, another thing I wanted to ask you: have you done any multi-monitor stuff with that Titan yet?
Multi-monitor, no.
See, I want to try out that new what is it? Multi-projection.
Yeah.
Where now, like, if you play iRacing and shit, like it doesn't just stretch and distort the edges. It's supposed to look perfectly crisp for the angles of the monitor. Right. And I guess it's supposed to all be handled in hardware, so it's like a minimal frame drop. I really want to try that.
I'm curious as to why a Russian supermodel, Elena Shishkova, favorited my tweet to Terry Crews.
Oh, because if you click on it, it's just going to be a picture of her ass and say, click this bit.ly link.
No, this is an actual verified model
what?
account. 1.2 million followers. 1.12 million followers. Elena Shishkova, some supermodel from Russia. Weird.
I'm going to try to spell that and butcher it.
See, you know what they always said? They always said the nerds get all the babes. So, yeah, proof. Poof! Right there.
Jay, you're making me jealous here, man. I might have to get off tech talk and like not just go lay down and watch Rick and Morty.
Look, here's the reality. Someone like Terry Crews is never going to invite me over. You know, I'm just some crazy guy from the internet as far as he's concerned. The same way you guys all like very graciously offer if I'm ever in the area, I've got a place to stay. But you know, in actuality, I'm never going to stay at a stranger's house.
You're basically that guy to Terry Crews.
Yes, I am. So
no, but there is one thing that does kind of set you different is that you have a wife and you have kids. That generally puts people at ease. Like
and the fact that I'm verified on Twitter and verified on YouTube amongst brands like Nissan following me. You know,
you're a safe bet, honestly. I mean,
you've stayed here. I'm pretty weird.
You're a G-list celebrity at best.
Is it really a G? I can't even be D.
I just grabbed a letter that was out there a little place.
Can I be F list? Mr. Mr. Bait09 says, I donated to Barnacules a couple weeks ago, so here's your Jay's a Dick Hole cash money. Yay!
Mr. Bait, that was very, very kind and generous of you.
Gene Master 74 says,
Jay has all the money. I have to go to Kevlar Condon's house to take a shower, for crying out loud.
So Gene Master 74 says, I donate, but my comments don't come up. Shitty Google. Parentheses, I'm kind of drunk, but I think I got all that showed up. Haha.
I like the accent in the typing. I'm kind of drunk, but I think I got all that showed up.
Did you see any of my drunk tweets when Nick was over here and we were drinking and watching Reno 911?
No.
We got drunk. And then we did a drunk...
Or was this different time?
This was last week. Then Nick and I got drunk and did a live Twitch.
Yeah, because I was saying, you guys didn't get drunk when I was... I mean, you guys drank a little bit while I was there, but it wasn't...
No, we got drunk.
Oh, my God. So you guys got hammered?
Yeah, I did. I hadn't been hammered since I was at your place.
I want to come down and do that sometime.
Matt DeKicho says, Jay, take this money and tell me which Quiet Radiator fans to buy.
Noctua, all the way.
Noctua makes some pretty good fans. If you can still get the Gentle Typhoon somewhere, those are also fantastic fans. Get it?
Oh, or the Linus Orange editions, because I heard they're better in every single possible way.
I thought those were limited. I don't know if they're still available.
I don't know if they are.
Alexander Morrow says, Jerry, is there more about the YouTube donation thing you can't say? Because the comment, we can't fix this, is BS, and you likely know that, right? He knows that.
No, I absolutely know as a software developer that it's complete and total bullshit. And the fact that YouTube approached me and recommended that I create a Patreon as an alternative tells me that they're probably trying to phase it out.
Yeah.
In some way or another, and the way that they're doing that is by just letting channels that are getting crippled and disabled just stay in that state. I think they're trying to wean people off of that system.
Yeah, it's possible.
They won't say it. That's my tinfoil hat theory. But
you know why? Because they don't take a cut of it.
They don't take a cut of it. Of course, yeah. It's taxing their system, and they're taking the transactions. That costs them money, and they're not getting anything for it.
Because we get the full amount of what gets donated. They don't even take like a transaction fee.
Yeah, one thing that a lot of people didn't know, and I didn't even know this when I did tax last year, and this is what really messed me up, was we have to pay tax on donations as income.
Oh, absolutely.
We're not a nonprofit organization, so when you donate $1 to us, roughly 35 cents of that is going to the U.S. government.
Absolutely.
And I mean that sucks, but don't let that deter you from like helping us out because we really
donations. Yeah, donations also some depending on the way your business is set up can be higher taxable money.
Right.
It's the same way tips for like waitresses and stuff are taxed differently.
Well, because they're taxed as income, they're taxed in the ssame bracket.
Yeah.
Also, so if you're in a higher tax bracket, you're basically paying more of those donations back. It's really, really weird because I always thought that there's a law, at least it's federal, where you can transfer the sum of $10,000 to any other person. Doesn't matter. They don't have to be family or anything. $10,000 as a one-time gift to that person.
Yeah. Anything over 10,000 has to be reported.
So how is that different from somebody donating $10 to us? How is that? That's not over $10,000.
Because it's family, and we're about a family in America.
It's just so frustrating. The tax code is so horribly bad. Like when you
until
have to get
Trump gets voted, and then we're not about family anymore, and we're about business.
Oh yeah, when we hire old Turnip, he's gonna get up to make taxes right. Simple. We're just gonna take our monies and we're just gonna divide it in half.
But be careful, because if that Hillary gets elected, to the president seat, suddenly your emails are gonna start disappearing randomly.
You know what? I'm not a political guy. I'm really not. But
we're fucked. There's no way around it. We're
the worst candidates to choose from.
This is going to be the first lizard man we've ever had elected if Trump gets elected.
Like every single time there's been an election, there's at least been one candidate that's like, even if he doesn't win, right? There's at least one candidate out of the two that you're fairly fucking confident is a good person.
One Canada?
Yeah, one Canada.
What's that meme going around?
Canada, it's nice, man. First time ever going to Canada. It is nice. I'd say skip Seattle and go to Canada next time you go on vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another funny thing. The border, right? So have you been through the Canadian border?
No.
Okay, this is hilarious. So going to Canada, you just
keep in mind you are a Washington resident. It's different for you than it will be for me.
Fair enough. Washington resident. I drive up and they're just like, "Hey, what y'all's doing?" "Oh, we're going on a cruise." And we got a whole packed tight vehicle with the whole back's full of bags and everything. And they're just like, "Have a good one. See you later." And we just drive on through. Coming back through US Customs though, you just get grilled. Like the questioning line is like completely different. And we even had like the person that we went through the border, or sorry, not the border. The border crossing's all pretty much the same. The customs people.
Yeah.
Like when
what you never want to say when going through the border, because I've been through the Mexican border a few times.
Let's see. What do you want to say? Hide the drugs? Did you just get it all? What?
Look, going into Mexico, it's just like literally that shit has an express lane. Coming back in. Woo, like you said, you think it's coming hard coming in from the Canadian border?
Oh, Mexico's
things
gotta
you
be...
never want to say to Department of or the Border Patrol.
Where's Juan? No, just kidding.
You don't want to say, "I'm just holding this for a friend."
I was holding this for a friend.
They don't think it's funny. I did that once when we went on a cruise to Mexico and came back. The guy was like, "Do you need to declare?" I'm like, I'm just holding this for a friend." And that's the thing. It's always like the cop thing, right? Like, that's not my drugs. I was just holding that for a friend. So,
dude, we got the declaration sheet that you do when you go through customs to declare your items and stuff. Mm-hmm. We filled it out on the boat because right when you get off the boat in Vancouver, you basically have to pass through Canadian customs and then back through American customs because it's like both ports there. So we go through Canadian customs. I'm not even shitting. It's one officer, a Canadian officer, standing there, and you hand him your sheet of paper, and he just says, "Thank you, have a nice day," and you just walk through. Doesn't question you, doesn't ask you shit, doesn't even, the only thing he checks on the piece of paper is see if you signed at the bottom.
If you want a cultural shock experience, take a Mexican Riviera cruise. Let's just say when you get off the boat, you know how there's like boat cruise sanctioned excursions?
Am I going to have anal leakage for a week after I come through that border crossing?
And then there's the local sanctioned excursions and the ones that the boats warn you about. Like, hey, if you take an excursion that's not through us, you're literally on your own. Let's just say you can tell in Mexico the ones that are done by the cruise line and the ones that are done by the locals, because the boat one, it's like a nice, really nice, charter bus, right? Super nice charter bus. It's all clean, air conditioned and stuff. And then there's a chicken coop truck next to it.
You want to make sure you don't get on that chicken coop truck.
We got on the chicken coop. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Well, I found out from Adam, if you're a person of means, you have to actually get, what is it, K&R, kidnapping and ransom insurance.
Okay, yes.
When you go on vacation, I'd never need that because they'd cost more to keep me alive.
Are you talking about Mexico or Canada?
No, anywhere.
Okay, yeah, Mexico
really
especially.
Need in Canada, I don't think, but Mexico.
All right, let me tell you this quick story. We went on a cruise, and we took it was just a 4
Was it
day...
a cherry cruise?
Oh, yay! So it was just the quick Ensenada cruise, right? It only goes down as far as Ensenada. and then 2 days at sea, and then Catalina and stuff. But it was
pretty close to the border, isn't it?
Ensenada's past the border. It's like 60 miles into Mexico.
No, but I mean close to the border. I know it's on the side. It's on the Mexican side, right? Or
Dude,
is it
60 feet inside of Tijuana, you're kind of in danger. So,
sure, I've heard about Tijuana. I've heard do not go there.
So anyway, we I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're talking about Mexico and how you're gonna get killed if you go down there.
Oh yeah. So okay, I just told you we didn't take the cruise sanctioned excursions because I couldn't afford that. So I was like, hey, look, this guy's only a third of the cost, and we can go down to La Bufadora and we can see the blowhole and we can see all the same stuff for 1/3 the cost.
Gonna show us the opium mine.
Okay, look, when I get drunk, I get a little squirrely. I'm kind of like Jerry sober when I'm drunk. Okay, and I tend to lose a lot of focus. So we go on the crazy bus thing that goes down to La Bufadora, which is like an hour drive away. Yeah. Coming back up, they take us on a tour through downtown Ensenada. Now, in downtown Ensenada, there's two famous bars, Husong's Bar and Papa's and Beer. If you guys have ever heard Papa's and Beer, the original one is in Ensenada. And so I was like, I want to go to Papa's and Beer. It's during the day. So the guy with the excursion is like, if you get off this bus, now this is the Mexican guy, right? Not the cruise.
Right.
If you get off this bus, you're on your own. Really? We will not wait for you. You have to make your own way back to the ship. I'm like, okay, well, the city's right there. I can see the boat from here. We're good. Goodbye. See you later. So I'm like, I want to go to Papa's and Beer. We go there. Myself, my wife, and the two friends we went on the cruise with were the only 4 people in the bar. Now, it's an open bar. It's not like the kind of bar that you walk into here where you walk in with a door, and you go in and you sit down. No, this is like the whole wall is just like a roll-up door, right? So it's just a big open-air bar kind of thing. And I'm sitting there, and the bartender's like, hey, customers, because it was like midweek in October, so there was no one there. So he tells me, hey, I'll match any shot you do, and I'll give you half off right now, like happy hour. I'm like, sweet. So he's like, you ever had Di Serono? I'm like, nope. He's like, oh, it's a dessert liqueur. Try it. So I'm like, oh, this is super sweet. So I had like 6 Di Serono shots. I had a bunch
put some alcohol away, even with your little itty bitty belly thing.
My friends counted, and I took something like 14 shots, right? Now I am drunk and stumbling around.
No, wait a second. Was this back when you were a big boy still?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Because you died.
No. I lied. I was 275 at that time.
I'm impressed, man. 14 shots will like blackout.
I could still hold it pretty well. I've got some pictures to show you offline of me drinking a hollowed out watermelon full of vodka. Anyway, I take. So
I love the things you're proud of, Jay.
Oh yeah. And then there's another picture of me passed out with a hood on my head. Anyway, I digress. So we're walking around downtown now, and as I started to walk out, the bartender was like, "Hey, you got to leave your drink here," because I had it in a plastic cup, right? In Mexico, just shots in a plastic cup. So he's like, "You got to leave your drink here." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm thinking Vegas, right? I'm about to walk around Ensenada with an open container. Apparently, that's frowned upon. So I'd shoot it, put the cup down, and we go walk around. I wanted to go check out some authentic Cuban cigars, which they had there, and then we can't see here. Now, I don't smoke.
You could like drink and drive down there, like
only if you don't get caught.
Okay, well, fair enough.
So I was like, I want to see what this whole Cuban cigar thing is about. I don't smoke, but I just knew that they're banned in the U.S. because of the embargo with Cuba. So I was, let's go see one. I want to smell one, see what it smells like. Because some cigars don't smell half bad. And so we're walking down the street. Now, the police in Ensenada look like fucking paramilitary.
That's what I've heard. Everything down there looks like militia. Guys with machine guns in the back of trucks.
Yeah, they're like M16s on their back or M4s or whatever. They're dark blue, like fatigues or BDUs. They look like the cop car is all blacked out. The only way you can tell it's a cop car is because it has the lights on top, right? And there was another guy walking down the street with an open container. And they stop middle of the street. They don't pull over. No, they just stop middle of the street. Now, half the streets in Ensenada don't even have like lines on them, right, to differentiate direction of travel. They just stop in the middle of the street, get out, walk over to this guy, practically grab him by the ear, yank him over to the curb, make him pour it out. Then they handcuff him, put him in the back of the car, and drive away. So I'm like, oh, it's probably time to go, right? Because I'm thinking, I'm drunk as hell. If they're not going to put up with this guy, if the guy wasn't stumbling or nothing, if I'm over here making a ruckus, as a big white dude.
Was it a native guy too, or was it like
he looked Hispanic? He looked Mexican.
Interesting.
No, it wasn't a tourist or a white guy. He looked Mexican. So anyway, we stumble back to the boat. We get on. We declare some alcohol we bought there, like bottles at the cigar shop, and I get back on the boat. So we go straight up. We go straight up to the stateroom because this was like an hour and a half before the formal dinner. So we're taking a shower, and I'm kind of sobering up. I'm like, oh, okay. I take my shower. I'm starting to feel a little better. I'm laying on the bed. I turn on the TV to the local news covering a mass shooting in Ensenada where 14 people were just killed.
Oh,
with a cartel shootout. Literally in the background, seeing the Papas and Beer sign. So,
whoa, like hours after you left, like
there was roughly an hour and a half between when we left to when I turned on the news.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So let's just put it this way: you can ask my wife; she will confirm the story. You can ask my friends; they will confirm the story. We were like, holy shit. The moral of the story is, use the cruise sanctioned excursions,
or just be as fucking lucky as Jay, who like survives fatality car accidents and escapes like mob shootings.
The news covering it, because the boat always covers whatever local news where their port is.
Right. They did that for us too.
Yeah, and so it was literally just like white sheets and tarps all over the place on the ground. People that were like mowed down with this cartel like shootout. It wasn't like someone. It's not like the kind of what's been happening lately where people were turning guns on the crowds. It was like cartel factions were shooting at each other.
Well, my wife said if you go to Mexico, just to stay in the tourist, like the tourist areas.
There's not many of those.
Yeah, I've heard that like you leave the tourist areas though, and it becomes a ghetto very, very fast, and then things get dangerous.
Ensenada is pretty clean. It was when we started going out of Ensenada towards like I said, the blowhole and stuff, where it started getting really sketchy. But the farther down Mexico you go, like away from the border, like if you start to go to like San Marcos, or you start to go farther down towards like geez, I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank right now. But there's other cruises that go farther down where they're more touristy and more resort-like.
Like Puerto Vallarta and stuff like that.
Puerto Vallarta is a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, Ensenada's pretty ghetto. That's like going to Watts versus Beverly Hills.
Yeah, like I never hear anybody saying I'm taking a cruise to Ensenada. Like
Ensenada has a pretty neat fish market there. Not as nice as like say Pike's Place, but it's a pretty nice fish market. Anyway, I got so far off track. Timothy Diaz says, question for Jay. I have a Gigabyte X99 motherboard V1.0 and Broadwell eCPU. I just threw up a balloon on my mouth. Not because of your GPU or your CPU. I don't have a 1080 yet. It's in the mail. Is it normal for my PC to loop without a GPU? This is my first build. Yes, because X99 CPUs do not have an internal GPU in them. So your computer right now just thinks it has no display adapter hooked up, which is normal. Timothy Diaz, I already answered that. Messin1 says, here's another $5 for your Skunkworks Titan XP fund. You know what's sad is I could GoFundMe that. I would never do it. That would be the greediest thing ever to ask the fans to help pay for a Titan X.
No, you should probably do a Patreon. That seems to be what everybody else is doing.
I don't want to do a Patreon. I don't want to be. I don't want any more commitments past what I already can't keep up with.
Why do you think I haven't created a Patreon yet?
Same reason why you barely create videos.
Yeah, I know.
I love you enough to uppercut your genes.
I'm a happier person though. You got to admit now.
Like, I'm happier the more I say fuck YouTube.
No, I learned you need to go on a cruise every once in a while, man. It like seriously brought things into perspective.
Filiberto Ramirez says, hey, I wonder if he was on my cruise. I have an ATX Mobo and an
That was racist, Jay.
No, it wasn't. His name's Ramirez.
That was racist.
I have an ATX Mobo and an MSI GTX 1070 Gaming X on a Corsair C70 case with an H115i. That was very thorough. Is there a smaller case that you would recommend, because I now feel like C70 is too bulky?
What's a C70? Who makes that?
Corsair. It's a mid-tower. They even made ones that look very military, like a drab green.
Oh, there are shitloads of these at PDX Land. As a matter of fact, Adam's friend Mike has one of these.
Yeah. Look up the Corsair 250D, I believe it is. That's the ITX one. Oh, no, wait. You have a full-size board.
Wait, and the H115, that's the integrated liquid cooler, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can pretty much stuff that in anything that just takes a full-size ATX, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But he's looking for a smaller case in the C70. That's already a mid-tower. I don't know, man. Cases are really hard to... That's so subjective, case selection. I really can't help you out there. David Bowie says, thanks, guys. You're welcome. Midland 1072 says, hey, Jay, just wondering what your thoughts on the EK making a reference RX 480. I have the block. I haven't tested it yet. I think it's weird that they would make a block that cost half as much as the card.
Well, it depends. What's its overclock potential? As anybody
it's not going to be any better on water. Like the AMD
even
cores,
on AMD? Okay.
AMD's GCN architecture, for whatever reason, just does not allow for big overclocks. I mean, we're talking like 5%.
Because let's be honest, AMD is the budget option, right? I mean, It
Can
is.
be.
It just is. So if you're on the budget option, why are you gonna buy a freaking super expensive water
That's
block?
why I don't understand why they came up with a
Yeah.
water block for. How much? Look it up for me. How much is the RX 480 water block from EK? It's got to be $100. All their water blocks are $100.
All right, let's see here.
It's got to be. And if it's $100, then it's half as much as a 4 gig card.
All right, so the RX 480. Let's see. We have a price of $239 for the power color, and $199 for the XFX. So $200.
Okay, but how much is the water block?
Oh, okay. Hold on here. Water block.
Steve.
Looks like the XSPC Blade Radeon RX 480 water block, which looks really weird, mind you, is $73. So almost half the cost of the card.
Okay, but the EK one, because he asked specifically about the EK.
On here, let's see. EK.
Gotta go to their website.
Oh, you want me to go directly to EK? Do they have pricing on there?
They're asking me if I think it's weird that they made one for the 480 and not the 1060. I kind of feel like they will make one for the 1060 eventually. They've got other cards they're backlogged on getting blocks made for. But yeah, I do think it's weird that they would make water blocks for that price range anyway, period. I am going to be water cooling my RX 480, which I have back now, by the way, just for lulz.
Oh, that water block looks awesome, though. Let me see.
The RX 480?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks as cool as every other water block they make.
No, but the top down on it, it's like it's just cool the way that they did the fluid paths through it. It's almost like a design, like a pattern.
Have you looked at any water blocks from them lately?
Not a lot lately. I haven't done water blocks since the 680s. So $100. Oh no, sorry, 100 pounds. So that's 120, 130 US.
That's typically what the blocks cost from them.
So shit. So you're right. You're paying over half the price.
You could take that money, put it into the graphics card, and buy a better card.
That doesn't make a shit like a sense, honestly.
EK is not going to like it, but I'm never going to endorse water cooling, taking the money to spend on a water block and water cooling a $200 card.
Well, wait a second. Let me ask you one question though. As far as like the niche situation where you need to use a card like this, what about when Linus built the multiplayer rig where he had limited space and needed short cards? The 480 is an incredibly short card, right? So then it might justify the price of getting the liquid coolers.
No. Okay, but Linus also didn't use a budget card. He straight up used a Fury Nano. It's a high-end card.
Oh, gotcha. So the point stands. Like, why would you not just use the money towards that?
Absolutely. Most people aren't going to cram 7 or 8 of them together either.
Well, the only thing I can think of is the EK, just like every other company, just did market research and we're like, oh, how many people are buying these RX 480s and how many of them want to mod them and upgrade them and shit, and they got enough for a sponsor. Like, we're going to make it.
Yeah.
But judging for that price, they're charging a huge markup on those, right? I mean, or did you say all water blocks cost about that?
They all are about 100 to $120, depending.
And size doesn't play into it?
No.
Wow. Because this thing doesn't look like it's got shit for copper on it. It looks like it's mostly plastic.
It's not. The entire base is copper. It's the top that's plexi. They're all that way.
No, but look how much area there is on that thing. It's like not like my Hydra copper that I had for like my 680s back in the day was like solid copper everywhere. Like the top, the bottom, the full length of the card. It doesn't look like there's that much material involved in creating these.
There's really not. You're paying for the functionality.
Okay.
Of it is what you're paying for.
It's just all R&D kind of stuff.
They do very good job. EK over the years has had some troubles with like nickel plating and stuff flaking off and stuff like that, but they've gotten all that under control, and they make arguably like the best blocks when it comes to GPUs.
It's a pretty block. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I was building like a system like Skunkworks or something like that, I mean that block would definitely add to the aesthetic. And there's people that just like that, right? I guess that's the market for this, is the people that just want to build pretty rigs.
I don't know anybody. I personally don't know anybody in the modding community and the PC building community who would willingly spend $250 or $200, let's say $200 on the 4 gig card and then water cool it. Like I said, my video is probably going to be lulz, but at the end of the video, it's going to be this monetarily wise this is reckless and makes no sense to do this. It really doesn't.
EK, if you're listening, please let us know what the madness is with this.
I feel like EK kind of jumped on the 480 bandwagon with that.
Oh, gotcha.
Because remember how everyone was like 480, 480, 480? I kind of feel like they jumped on that.
No, that's absolutely true, and we've talked about it before, where people will just tend to buy like we said, buy the most expensive card, right? Your price.
I always say
and stuff like that. Somebody might buy the card and then already have it, and then they're going to do an add-on instead of selling it and going through all that trouble.
Upfront purchases, I would never say take the money in your wallet, buy a 480, and buy a water block.
Gotcha.
I would say take all the money in your wallet that you have for a graphics card and put it all towards the most expensive graphics card you can. And then later, if you decide to water cool it or trade it in and get a higher block or higher card, I would always recommend that. If you already own a 480, I still personally wouldn't recommend spending $110 to water cool it. I just wouldn't.
Dude, EK makes some pretty shit. Like I'm going through the catalog here. They definitely got the aesthetics down.
Stevo9043 says, here's $5 towards your future LS swap. Also get Terry Crews on Tech Talk.
Yes, we need Terry Crews on Tech Talk. I second that.
So I would LS swap like a 350 or something like a drift car, but I wouldn't LS swap the 370. Gene Master 74 says, I have a half X case. What entry-level water cooling kit for my CPU? I'm not even going to read the rest of the question because he's asking me which water kit's going to fit in half X. Half X has support for 200 millimeter fans top and bottom, or top and front, 2 on each. That's a lot of space designed for airflow. Get a different case if you want to get a good water cooling loop. Fortunately, your half X is not that expensive of a case. You could spend $100 and get something like a Fractal Design, Define S, or Corsair makes some good $100 to $125 cases that have good water cooling support.
I would recommend though that he invest in a case that has an asbestos lining in it, because he's going to be running the AMD 8320 in there.
Asbestos, jeez, my God, I get the hate because it's my channel. Anyway, yeah, I personally recommend that you get a different case for water cooling. Half X is not designed for water cooling. Tech Matters says Titan IC. Cruisy episode, guys.
Everybody wants the cruise on here, man.
Cruisy episode?
Make it happen.
It's actually K. Doesn't his cruise start with a K? KW?
I don't think so.
Thought it was. I could be wrong. Oh, he's right. Cruise. Jeez, I'm stupid.
Yep. Terry Crews with a K. Where's this going? All right. So, okay, get through your guys, and then I can get through my guys who are probably wondering why I haven't read a single thing yet.
Drew
Don't worry.
Cook says we're already late. Drew Cook says, Jay, I just finished my custom loop on a new GTX 1080. Want to go hard or go glass tubing next? If you want to check out somehow low resolution photos, check your page's inbox on Facebook. It's up to you, man. Glass is harder to work with.
It would scare the shit out of me having a bunch of glass like that inside my computer.
It shouldn't scare you any more than having acrylic or PETG.
I can bang an acrylic tube and it's not going to fucking shatter and leave a million shards.
Yes, it will. I just did a whole video showing how you hit acrylic and it shatters. It's PETG that doesn't.
Wait, acrylic shatters? I didn't know that.
Absolutely. It shatters just like glass.
Oh, shit.
It's just as brittle.
Then don't use acrylic. Jesus.
But how often do you bang and kick your computer?
Dude, I bang and kick everything every day of my life.
That's true. That's true. Jerry is very rough on his thing.
I am rough.
I still don't think you would be able to damage the tubing, though.
I sense a video.
James Swanson again says, Trump equals Civil War, Clinton equals World War III. So, yeah, like I said, either way, we're screwed. Legendary FPS Vic says, Tech Talk versus the Tech. Oh, Tech Talk all the way, of course.
Totally.
Daniel, the difference is the Tech I don't think is live. I think that's a recorded thing he does with Wendell. Daniel Renee says, keep up the great work and get some Starbucks. I'll hit up Jerry as well. Thanks again.
We do love the Starbucks.
And Jared Zarnikow. Oh, I've mutilated his name before.
No, you actually did a good job. That sounded about right.
Glad I caught you. It starts with a CZ. So I'm assuming
you just ignore the C. Check. Oh. You just drop the C.
Okay. Glad I caught you guys glad to caught you guys this week. Missed you the last 3 weeks. Don't worry, Jerry missed some of those weeks too. Bad timing. Just kidding. Love you guys. Keep it up. Thank
nice.
you. All right. So that's the last one there.
All right. So I'm going to cruise through mine. Here we go. We have.
He's going to cruise through it.
Lee, where? Ooh, I see what you did there. Lee, where it says. Oh,
dude, I just totally missed it. Daniel Rennie donated $150. Holy hell! Oh, I like having rich followers.
Man,
would he give you 150 cents, maybe $1.50?
I don't know. We'll find out.
He gave you $1.50.
Go through these.
He said he hit you up too.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he said I'll hit up Jerry as well.
So he gave you 150 and me 150?
Damn it! I wanted to be special. As you say that, there's light coming in your window, like the light of Jesus is.
I know.
Literally, as you're saying that, the light is like moving on your head, like the sun is.
It's just the sniper's arm. They go.
It's the sniper scope.
It's just the snipers, guys. Don't worry about it. Wow, he didn't even ask a question or nothing. So, Daniel Rainey, thank you so much.
Well, he addressed it on mine. He said, "Keep up the great work and get some Starbucks." So he was telling me I did a great job. Yours is charity.
Dude, that's $150. That's like Starbucks for like at least 2.5 days. That's
I earned my 150. Yours is charity.
Oh, shut up. You dirty whore mouth.
Hey, the Quadro M6000 is only $3,951.
Only? Well, actually, for a Quadro card, that's pretty decent. How much do one of those Tesla cards cost, like the pure compute cards?
I don't know if you can buy those publicly right now.
Oh,
I thought all of them. I thought all of them were going into deep learning stuff.
Let's see.
Tesla P100, right?
Yeah, the Tesla P100. How much?
They're not available till like September, from what I understand.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was wondering, are they based on the same architecture as the 10 series cards? I wonder.
I don't know.
I just really say I want to look into that because the deep learning stuff is kind of fascinates me.
Really, you want someone else to do your learning now too?
Well, I can't learn very good anymore, so I need the computer to do it.
I can't learn gooder.
I want to write an algorithm that finds all the cat pictures on the internet, and by cat,
it looks like
something else.
Suddenly, a wild Paul's Hardware appeared in chat.
Wait, what?
There's a Paul's Hardware in chat.
Is it legit Paul's Hardware, or is it just
no, it's legit. I love how he has the top comment on my Titan video. He's like, damn, I got to get me some kids. He's got like 1,200 likes on that comment.
Yeah. Every time I put Xander in a video, it's like 400K. That's why I don't put him in the videos anymore, because he upstages me.
No, the joke was I sold my kids for my Titan X. And he commented like, I need to get some kids.
You didn't really sell your kids, did you?
I don't know. Have you heard the kids?
Wow, I thought you were just joking, but I could see you doing that.
One does not simply joke about the Titan X, sir.
I like how it's like not joke about the kids, joke about the fight next. So Lee Ware, it says, "Hey Jerry, your mate from Brisbane, the land down under. Here's some money for you to buy real coffee. Starbucks is not real coffee." Oh, that's fighting words, you some bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I tend to agree after having real coffee in Canada. Lowell's, quick question. I have an AMD 8320. Okay, we're gonna stop you right there. No, just kidding. On an ASRock 970 Extreme board, 16 gigs RAM, multiple SSDs with an R9 280 video card, upgrading to an RX 480 soon. We just talked about, don't get a water block for it. It's a waste of money. All in a half X full ATX case. I want to overclock the CPU, and I wanted, let's see. And to do this, I want to water cool, which I've never done. What do you, Jerry and Jay, the dickholes? Oh, now I'm getting roped into that. Recommend.
You are a dickhole.
And I'm currently going through the backlog of tech talks. If it's so, this is the thing with liquid cooling. If you've never done it before, like for somebody like Jay, it's easy. It's easy peasy. But the first time I did a liquid cooling build, and this isn't rigid tube, and this is just running like fucking garden hose and stuff. It's tricky. It's legitimately tricky because you have to stop. You have to make sure that you don't get any bends or any kinks. You got to make sure the loop's in the right order. You have to be able to get the air out of it. It's something that I definitely recommend that you have a lot of patience with if you're going to start and watch a lot of Jay's shit before you do it, because when I did it, I was more frustrated. Yeah, it took me like 12 hours to build my first water cooling rig, and then I was smart. I actually ran it without any of the equipment inside the computer, just basically dangling, and I did find 2 leaks. So don't trust couplers, don't trust tubing. Make sure that you leak test it before you put any components in there, and you'll be all right. But honestly, that's why I don't do liquid cooling anymore, is because I just don't have the patience for it. Let's see, moving on up.
I don't really think it takes that much patience, really.
Well, if you know what you're fucking doing like you do, then yeah, it doesn't take a lot of patience. But with me, somebody who's just like cutting the wrong length 15 times. All right, Thomas Craney says, "Hey Jerry, I love your channel. Could you do more tech product reviews?" Yeah, actually, I just did a review of some Titan X's. I actually had 2 of them. Jay only had 1. Just for reference.
Can you hold up your cards real quick?
God damn it. Okay, Jay has 1 that he owns, and I have 2 that are not mine.
I had that response because I knew going into this, people were gonna be like, "But Jerry got 2 and Jay's got 1." I'm like, yesterday
I already
decided.
told Adam that I was positive that that's what you were gonna do. Like
I decided yesterday. Every time you brought it up, I was gonna be like, "Hold it up, let me see him."
Hold it up. I want to see it. Hey, can I see your card again?
Just take like a piece of cardboard, paint it black, and like make it look like a card and hold it up.
Oh, I like this. Actually, that would have been a great idea. Just print it out on a piece of paper and stick it on some cardboard.
Yeah.
Let's see. But I like this. He says, "Tell Jay also I like his channel, but your channel is a little better than his." Oh, I could have told you that. Also, Jerry, I like your take.
I don't know. Let's compare. I'm pretty sure our lines intersect again.
Well, I think you're actually probably ahead of me by now.
No, I'm not.
You'll get there though. I've seen the arc. I watched the stats.
Every time I get a little bit ahead, Reddit tries to tear me down again. So
I'm like secretly seeding Reddit in the background.
I'm pretty sure.
Take him down.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to having my own subreddit as a hate Reddit. I'm pretty sure.
You know what I'm most impressed with is not
it's called the subreddit AMD forum. Your YouTube growth is like phenomenal, but what I'm saying is your social media growth. Holy crap! I have never looked at that. Like I've never looked at the curve on that.
You're killing it. Like you just ran away from me. Like I'm not even at 100K yet on Twitter, and I think you're watching 140 or something like that.
No, it's like 135, I think. Some of that.
Well, it's kind of approaching 40 if you round up, some bitch. Okay, anyway, said, also like you taking down the Indian scammer video. Yeah, and we did. We didn't take down the website, but I want to report that their credit card processing company has blacklisted them and shut them down. So if anybody type in a credit card number on their site, it immediately gets an error that says that this client is no longer recognized in our system.
They literally called the wrong guy.
He did. That guy probably got fired from his imaginary job that morning.
Yeah, right. Like his uncle's going to fire him.
Yeah, like his uncle. Sandeep said no. Also, Jerry, oh, wait, hold on here. I laughed so much. It was way too funny. Update on the scammers. The website was taken down, and they now have authorized.net. Wait, what? Their website was taken down. Hold on. What?
Their website was taken down?
Was it really tech?
Isn't it part of Google? I thought it was part of Google.
Nah, it's still Google. No, it's still up. He must just be having problems getting to it because every once in a while people like just DDoS the shit out of it. Yeah, but we did. We succeeded. We actually set out on a mission, created a video, shut down the scammers. And even though they have a website, there's no way to type in credit card information anymore. The form doesn't even work or load, which means their scam's broken. Like they have no place for people to type in these numbers. So that's fantastic.
You are at 99,837 Twitter followers. You're pretty close, man.
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. All right, so moving on up, we have Victor Town says, shout up, hey, say Barnacles. And I just butchered the shit out of that. What I shout out, hey, sup Barnacles. Wow, my dyslexia like just ran with that one.
How did I gain 307 Twitter followers today? That's weird. You got me looking now.
No, you know what it is? Somebody said Terry Crews, and they're like, oh, man, we better get in there before Jay's all Terry Crews famous.
Oh, that's right, because Terry Crews did respond to me, right? Red Misses and Saints. People were probably like, who's this guy?
It was probably like his secretary's secretary.
You know what I love about him though is he's not one of those guys that has like a PR team handling all his social media stuff. You can tell too. He's got some pretty like goofy stuff up there.
No, that's what I like about the Top Gear USA guys. The two of them follow me. Mm-hmm. Every time you message them, they just like message you back like within a couple hours. It's awesome. Yeah. Like Adam Ferrara, he's always like really responsive. So is Rutledge. Let's see. Brett Lone says Drunk Jay is a best Jay. # Drunk Tech Talk.
I know.
Jay is awesome drunk. He is. Wow. Okay, I got a letter. What's an O with a slash through it? How do I pronounce that? Oystein Borger.
I don't know. Isn't that like the logo for Red?
That's road red. Yeah. Actually, it is. So it'd be so road. So O is it like Osteen Borger? Let us know if we butchered that. Just want to say thanks, Jerry, for making me buy an Ultimaker 2 Plus. You are welcome. That's still my favorite printer. I do love learning to use it, though. And the question for Jay, what do you reckon is bare minimum radiator area for a 6850K overclocked in one GTX 1080? Love the content you guys put out.
I'd go with a 360 minimum. Maybe even a 480.
Something that big?
Yeah, because it's 10 cores in that CPU.
Oh, that's right. The 1080 is also it's a 250 watt TDP, isn't it?
No, it's a 180.
180? What's the 250? What did we just see?
That's the Titan X.
Oh, the Titan's the 250. Okay.
Yeah. And as you overclock it, it pulls more, obviously.
It's still a bit of heat. Let's see here. Eric Anderson, can you check Newegg's prices again? I checked them, and I'm seeing normal prices. And you guys looking at private sales on Newegg's, there's plenty of room for the TI when I do searches. And so this Eric guy said that on Newegg, it doesn't look like the cards are priced like you were seeing them.
I looked. I didn't see. It didn't say sold by. Let me see. Keep going through your comments while I look there.
Right. So Michael Silbernagel said $5 for Jerry because you're awesome. Jay is also $2, but I already donated to him a few times. You know what? Every channel should adopt this broken donation model where everybody feels obligated to donate to everybody on the channel. So we'll have like a tech talk with like 12 hosts.
All of the 1080s that are official are sold out, as you guys know.
Now, what?
There are 1070s available pretty readily up there.
Well, wait a second. If the ones that are in stock are the ones that have the higher price, does that might actually mean that Newegg is actually price gouging?
No, because it says they're offers by other sellers. Because they kind of do like an Amazon thing, like drop ship in a way. So similar to like Amazon does. So that doesn't mean Newegg has them in their possession. And I think anything Newegg has in its possession has manufacturer controlled pricing.
That would actually make sense. Normally I don't read these comments because they don't fit the thing, but I got a donation for 5 cents from a guy named Justin. He said, make it last. And I'm going to take that 5 cents and I'm going to put it into Xander's little piggy bank.
It's 3 cents after the taxes.
That's true. It is. Shit, I forgot about that. Let's see. Oh, wait, that's not a donation. Let's see. No, that's the IRS. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Ali Almaded.
Oh, my dad.
Allie,
I'm
all
dead.
dead. Said, I love you, Barney, but your vids are too deep sometimes for me. I just want to ask if adding an extra block to a thermometric pad to cool the water loop still, since the loop is more or less same temp.
So I'm going to Terry Cruz's house tomorrow.
Shut up, you're not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want to see what you
Dude,
would say.
I seriously just start like peeing myself right now.
That's not gonna
So
happen.
okay, what the hell is a
You will pee
thermometric
yourself,
pad?
but I'm not gonna be going to his house.
Well, I'm incontinent, so I can't help it. What's
pee
a
in a bag?
thermometric pad?
Thermal pad? You put on like the memory and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a
What was the
Peltier
question?
type device, but not.
What was the question?
He said, let's see here. I just wanted to ask if adding an extra block to a thermometric pad to cool the water loop, since the loop is more or less the same temperature. I don't quite understand what he's talking about.
Me
I'm looking
neither.
at a thermometric pad, but I don't see anything. I think I need a little bit more information to go on than that, because I've never heard that terminology used in the course of liquid cooling. If it's
Thermoelectric.
similar, yeah, if it's something like a if it's something like a thermoelectric or Peltier type effect to drop the temperature of the loop, I actually don't have any experience with that. But I guess if LN2 is capable of getting higher overclocks, pulling more heat from the liquid should cause it to pour more heat through the heat sink. So you'd think it would improve things.
I've never ever experienced it, tried it, even read about it, so I don't know.
Have you heard of anybody though using Peltiers in concert with water blocks?
No.
I haven't
I'm
either.
not saying it can't be done, but
Yeah.
I have to wonder how hard that would be to control the condensation then, since it can leave the loop.
That's true, and that's
Since that sub-ambient temp can get out of the Peltier at that point.
yeah. No, I ran a Peltier on my Celeron 300A, and it literally like eroded away everything under the chip. It was from the condensation building. Let's see here. We got James Day said for ad block, and if Jay misses my question, I'm a larger guy and want to know what bicycle seat you two use. I actually thought your bicycle seat that you had on your bike was the one that you gave to me was really comfortable. What seat was that?
I don't remember the name of it, honestly. I'd have to look it up. It was your bike. The bike seat you rode on was two halves that was split down the middle like a butt crack, literally. But the whole thing had
awesome.
flex. The whole thing had flex, so that it actually rode really comfortable. Let me see.
Yeah, the thing I liked about the seat is the whole center of it's cut out, so it's like two halves of a seat side by side, separated by what I would say about 2 inches of space.
Yeah.
And it was actually ridiculously comfortable. I rode, I'm a 300-pound guy, and I rode at 20 miles, and I didn't feel like, I got the old log splitter. I'm not going to say I felt perfect when I got back, but it didn't bruise up and shit like a regular.
Let me put it this way. I've been riding my bike to the gym instead of driving my car lately, and I've been riding the Cannondale, the bike you rode.
Yeah.
And I forgot just how much that seat worked in terms of like flex and stuff, because once I got back on my street bike or my carbon fiber bike, I was like, holy hell, this is like sitting on a rock.
But you can't move it over because it would increase the weight of your very expensive carbon fiber.
It has nothing to do with weight. It has to do with the fitment. I'm
it's
fitted
like
to the other seat. And
stuff. Gotcha. Let's see. Zachariah Groom said, hey, BKNG, Barnacle Nerdgasm. All right, I'll take it. Saw your awesome Titan XP video today while I was supposed to be working. Great video, buddy. So have you decided if you are going to pick one or two of them up, maybe three? Well, I'm not going to pick three up because only 2A SLI is technically supported unless you do a bunch of bullshit and it's just for benchmarks. And with third-party Titan XP, you could gold plate the thing and attach it to a gold chain and wear it around your neck when you go to events. This $5 is for your Titan XP rig. That would be big pimpin'. Oh, yeah, Jay Nizzy says hi. Oh, Nizzy say hi. And that she hates her new baby brother, Weasley. I'm not getting that.
Yeah, I can't find my bike seat right now. I apologize. But if you get a bike seat that's split down the middle, like not connected in the middle, but it's two halves, those work as a spring, actually, like almost like a suspension for your butt.
Yeah.
If you will.
It allows your butt cheeks to spread properly.
I'm still so bummed. He had to mention Nizzy. I'm still so bummed about that master cylinder. But at least it's warranted, right?
Dude, of all the shit that could have gone wrong, you lucked out, man.
I did. I really did.
Honestly, that's the one thing you can blow, like driving down the freeway, that's not going to crash you into another car.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So let's see. Matthew Raphael. Whoa, $50 Australian? I don't even know what that converts to in US.
60 cents.
He's like, get
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. In Australia, everything's like $3,000. Let's see. Get some Starbucks, dude. Have a look at the whiskey collector info. What is this? This must be his site. And we will save people's sites and ship for donations. Yeah, the whiskey collector. Okay, so this guy's got a site with whiskey.
He collected the whiskey.
I want some whiskey. Dude, I drank some really nice whiskeys on the cruise because they have like a shopping center on board the ship that's got like really, really high end stores. Like they had a watch that was $50,000, like in the little watch store, like up in the window.
Yeah, their duty free shopping is ridiculous.
Yeah, like it'd be worth that. Like if you had the money to spend $50,000 on a watch, it's worth paying $5,000 to like go on the ship just so you can buy that tax free.
I said duty.
You said duty. It wasn't duty free when I was done with it, Jay. By the way, in case you're wondering, Adam did order up 2 more X34s, so he's gonna have triple X34s on his dual Titan X's.
I thought about it. I thought about doing it. In fact, Acer reached out to me, and I thought about asking for 2 more of them, but I have the desk space, but I don't want to have to move Skunkworks from where it is. Then I can do it, but yeah, 3.
Everybody tweet Jay, say hashtag don't be a pussy, get 2 more X34 Predators because they're badass.
Where am I gonna put Skunkworks?
Under the table where normal people put their cases.
No, that's blasphemous.
Oh, hear me out. What about this? What about putting a shelf up and having it like up above the center monitor, like on a corner shelf? That would look really tits. Like if the computer was above your center screen. So if you're in the corner of the room, which I believe you are, you have your 3 screens wrapped around, and then above it you have a shelf that the computer is up above your
behind the middle screen.
Yeah.
I'd personally be worried about me messing up all of my echo that I've worked on here in this room.
Oh, because it'd be another reflective surface, or
right, which would be in front of all my foam.
God, that would look cool though, because you'd literally be sitting there looking at your computer all day, just in your peripheral vision. It'd be awesome.
I would also have to pull the monitors way forward, I think. No, maybe not too much, but it wouldn't be hard to build a pedestal like that. Kind of like they do at the LAN parties, right?
Yep, I think you should do it. Somebody posted a picture of Linus and you and me on Social Blade, like the verses.
Oh, geez. Did they have to put Linus in there?
Linus is just like running away from us.
Linus is like, Rocket Man.
Linus says, see you later, bitches. He's like all weather ballooning it.
I'm not even going to look at it. Screw that.
Yeah,
we're 30 minutes over.
I don't even care because I'm having a good time.
I'm hungry. I want to go feed my fat ass.
We should have ate some goddamn top ramen like I did. Right?
I was on my way home to make it early. And then, like I said, I had to make that unexpected stop by Nissan to have them look at the car. Nissan, and then I had that unexpected 45-minute phone call.
Oh, let me read my three more donations here.
Unfortunately, I've got like 6 more to read.
It's okay. You'll get there. I have faith in you. Wait, I didn't just miss a bunch of people's shit, did I? No, that's the bicycle seat. Hold on, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
My computer is over 75 pounds, though. I'd be concerned about the weight on that pedestal.
75 pounds would be a stretch for a corner shelf, I think. But God, that would look cool. Or suspended from the ceiling. Oh, ooh. That'd be like
turn it on and like dry ice effect and
dude, it'd be awesome. Think outside the box. Come on. Let's see. Love your guys' channels. Oh, sorry. Timothy Diaz said, love your guys' channels. I have a question for Jay. I'm building my first PC. I have everything but the GPU. It's a GB Extreme will be here in the mail next week. I have a Gigabyte X99 SLI 1.0 motherboard. That seems to be a really popular motherboard. And a Broadwell E CPU. Should my PC be looping after 10 seconds? Wait, isn't this the same question you got? Or is this normal sans GPU?
Yeah, it's the same question he asked about looping. It has no iGPU. Haswell E, Broadwell E, X99, X79 stuff don't have GPUs built into the chip like i7s and i5s on mainstream do. They have a little basic like Intel 9000 Extreme, right? 9000 graphics, whatever. So it's looping because your system's going, we have no video device. Eat thermal paste and Oreos.
Hey, Ali came back and said, sorry, it was a typo. Thermoelectric pad. So yeah, he has talked about it in chat. Yeah. Okay. What if you're an independent loop outside the PC where the water condensates freely? You saw your video of the water cooler, but that's PC. Link to YouTube video.
The tubes are still going to be in the system to get into there. It can still condensate in the system.
Yeah, see, that's the problem you're going to run into is if the thermoelectric pad just pulls the temperature down by like a couple of degrees, I don't think you're going to have a problem. But I think ultimately it's going to be tough for you to balance that. You need some kind of a thermostat on it to basically hold the water at a constant temperature so that when the computer's not under load, you've just got drops of shit coming off all the tubes. And then when it's under high load, then everything evaporates. You'd have to find a way to keep the water at a constant temperature. And honestly, I think that'd be a headache. That'd be a good Arduino project, though. Like if you wanted to go to like Adafruit or something like that and get, an Arduino board and some thermistors and stuff, like monitor the temperature.
I have
That,
to. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh,
I
go.
have to wonder what it's like. People who live like 2 months behind everybody else. Like this guy in chat says, EK full cover don't have support for HBSLI bridge with a bunch of exclamation points. It's like that news is 2 months old. And I even showed like on my social media where it interferes and why it doesn't work and how you can just get the EK or the EVGA HB bridge if you want. It's like it's like suddenly they just had this epiphany like, "Oh my god, this is a thing to talk about." But it's really old. Right? Like, "Oh my god, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this?"
Yeah. Tell me.
Cruz dropped out of the election race.
What?
I mean, it's like that. It's kind of like that. Oh my god, we've landed on the moon. Right? I mean, it's like, what the hell?
Hey guys, I heard Dick Cheney's going hunting.
I hope he has a bulletproof mask.
Yo, oh my god.
His friend,
now we know how Bane was created. Let's see. Michael Cocker said, it is Michael. I almost mispronounced it. Michael, so you don't butcher it. 1080s are in stock in almost every store in Australia because they are damn high. Affordable. I got the Strix OC for $800.
The Baby Derp asks, how's the insurance on the 370Z? I have full coverage, $1 million liability, and I pay something like $400 for the year.
Yeah, I don't know why you pay so much less than me. I think I pay, I want to say $300 or $350 a year for all my vehicles. I need to figure that out. I need to go talk to my insurance.
No, that's just the Z. My Z is like $50 a month, something like that.
Oh, it's just the Z. Well, because you don't drive it all the time, right? So you have low mileage.
No, it's not registered it's not insured as a commuter car. It's insured as like a regular car, but remember, insurance takes into account where you live, how far you drive to work, and all that stuff, and to determine risk.
Right.
So
I don't even know if I told my insurance company that I don't work for Microsoft anymore. Like my commute is now never.
If you call them up, dude, usually they'll adjust it and then prorate. They did that for me.
Oh shit, I'm gonna do that. That's because I need money.
Because you used to commute like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, it was 11 miles both ways with traffic, and it was in an area where there's a lot of wrecks and shit too. So, let's see here. Nugent Thien Few. I probably butchered that hard. It's all caps. Hi, quick question for Jay. 1080 or should I wait for the 1080 Ti? Money is not a problem for me. Then get the Titan.
You're also asking me if you should wait for a hypothetical card. That's kind of a dumb question.
Yeah. Also, shout out.
Because guess what? When the 1080 Ti comes out, should you wait? Should you get the 1080 Ti or should you wait for whatever's next?
Here's what I say: is any question that involves. And sorry, we're not attacking you by any stretch.
Suddenly your mic got super loud.
Here, I'll move the mic away. There you go. I probably just got louder because that's what I do.
No, it like the gain like jumped.
Oh, did it?
Suddenly,
I didn't.
Really
I didn't
high.
touch nothing.
I know you didn't, but it just happened
Weird.
suddenly.
Thank you, Skype. So no. What I'm gonna say is, anytime somebody says money is not an object, if money's not a problem, then just get the best thing there is. Period.
Yeah, I love this guy.
Not to.
I love Sigurdur Johan in chat. Australians whining about the 1080 pricing. The card is literally $1,200 in Iceland. There's always some country worse than you when it comes to pricing. Usually it's Australia, but I think the Australians have gotten kind of entitled to complain about pricing when there are some places that really make your prices look cheap.
I have a question.
Not often, but it happens.
Is minimum wage in Australia like $400 an hour? Because I don't know how people can survive there.
Look at how pricing and income is in Switzerland. $45 hamburgers, right? When you do when you do the conversion, and I asked Logan when he went there too. Now I knew two people from Switzerland, but I was younger and didn't ask about economy. I didn't care. But Logan was telling me how it's like $45 for a hamburger, but how like the grocery bagger at the supermarket also makes like $35 an hour. So it's just like a super inflated economy. Everything's super expensive, but all the money you earn is really high too.
So why aren't they all like vacationing here in the United States where like over there?
Would you want to travel to the United States if you lived in Switzerland? Come on, that place is gorgeous.
If I can buy a hamburger for like 10 cents, hell yeah.
Really? I want to travel to the country with the cheapest hamburgers.
I will travel
You're like
10,000 miles to get 20-cent cheeseburgers for a week. I will do it.
I will travel to the United States for a hamburger today if I can pay you on Tuesday.
I would gladly take a hamburger today.
You are totally wimpy when it comes to like travel.
I
hear they got I hear they got
Dude,
great hamburgers in Hamburg.
Hey,
Hey, I want to see your armpit sweat. Your armpit sweat.
Hey,
you got armpit sweat.
No, that's that's what Adderall does to me. Prescribed Adderall. See, that's the difference.
I see a Sennheiser box.
So no, I crossed into Canada through the border, went to customs. Okay, Jay, I went to customs. I went to U.S. Customs and Canadian Customs on the same day. Got on a ship and then had to go through customs again twice, and then through the border. I think I did a good job. I think I held it together and shit. So I think I'm a world traveler now, and I got a passport.
I see a Sennheiser box behind you.
Oh, you're not supposed to see that. Here, let me put that down here. I can't see it.
I got a Sennheiser box downstairs. I got one of their shotgun mics, the ME66 K6 combo.
Yeah, they sent me the MKE 440. It's actually pretty nice. It doesn't pick up much bass. That's the only thing I don't
have
like.
it. I use it on my AX33.
This little guy?
Yeah, they sent it to you because they sent it to me on accident. I love
Brian. I love Brian.
I requested the ME66 K6 shotgun combo.
Yeah.
And the ME44 or MKE44, whatever it is, showed up, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Have you seen the MKE2? They sent this to me, but they have to send me an adapter because it's a balance.
Oh, is it like a flat so you can put it under your shirt?
Dude, look how tiny that thing is.
That's what she said.
No,
All right, let me get through these comments. I want to go eat. Damn it, go on his way over. We're gonna.
You know what? Everybody's just gonna keep donating to keep us here.
Oh dang! I was supposed to take Michaela to Taekwondo in 6 minutes. I guess that's not happening.
Whoops.
Alexander Morrow says, Jerry, now that you work in pajamas, would you ever go back to a real job?
Actually, yes. Yes, I probably would. It's something that I've been thinking about for a couple of months, whether I want to do the YouTube thing as a hobby or keep doing it as a full-time job. I'm going to give myself another 6 months. But yeah, no, I'd probably go back because I miss working with like groups of people in person, not just telecommuting over the internet. I actually miss getting out of my house. My house legitimately starts feeling like a prison, and I have to force myself to like go to the coffee place. Just to maintain my sanity. There are some huge perks to having a day job. There just really are.
Let's see. Oh, Sub-Zero says, I just asked a question and a donation. Did you guys miss me?
Sub-Zero? Let me see.
I don't see any other Sub-Zeros up there.
He's on my list here.
Messin1 again says, Jerry should 3D print himself a Titan XP. Byron S says, best card for virtualizing and 4K game streaming to Shield TV player. And second question, best budget card for 4K video editing. Just get Titan X, since that's what everyone seems to be talking about. No, honestly, you're asking about virtualization and 4K gaming and game stream. You want as much GPU power as you can get for 4K, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, the one thing I learned too that people should take into account, and this is something I just didn't do enough research on, is depending on the video editing suite that you're using, you may not be heavily utilizing GPUs at all, especially if you're using codecs and stuff like H.264. So you want to make sure that whatever your editing suite is will actually use a GPU before you go dump tons and tons and tons of money on it.
Yeah.
Because like literally Adobe Premiere might use 30% of like one of my 980s.
Let's see. Hey, Jay and Jerry, love the show. It's from Zach. He says, love the show and all the content you both do. Jay, what desk pad do you use? Guys, stop donating and stuff. Please, I need to get out of here. I use the Aorus Thunderpad. It's really big. I like that. And because it's nylon, like the material, I can just clean it with Windex. I showed that in a video before.
Is it really thin, too?
No, it's pretty thick, and it's all covered in anti-slip material on the back.
So I've been thinking about getting a desk mat because my desk is getting so scratched up. It's kind of ugly. I just want to cover it up with something.
Let's see. I'm having to do double duty here, texting the wife. I'm getting reamed because I.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll read this. Ivor Edvardson said, "Hey Jerry, I heard that it is rare to see a 1080 in stock in the U.S. or EU, but luckily here in Norway there are hundreds."
Again, because they're overpriced there.
Said it. Yeah, check out Complet NO and search 1080s.
Can you guys send them back, please?
So that you guys aren't buying them, like just send them back here. Cole Will said, "Hi Jerry, I had a hilarious poop nap to share, but it seems I was blocked from your Twitter at some point. I reviewed the tweets I sent, and I don't seem to know what happened. I enjoy your contact and interacting with you on Twitter. All right, I will unblock you."
Why? Who's putting poetry in the document? Who's putting poetry in the document?
It's not me.
Somebody's putting poetry in there.
It's entirely possible that you accidentally got blocked because I missed. I've had to block quite a few people lately, so I might have accidentally blocked you. If you did say something that's offensive, though, I will go back and look through it and tell you exactly what it is, because I do know that there are some some issues with cultural barriers where people aren't trying to be mean, but it perceived as mean.
Sometimes direct translation is super rude and blunt.
It is. It is. Another thing that I've had to figure out is I have a lot of fans that actually suffer from Asperger's at various different levels.
Because of your son.
And yeah, well,
I mean, like because of your son, they'll follow you because of like
right.
progress
The whole Xander thing, and they'll say things that I look at, I'm like, oh my god, would you just, and I just have to take that into account. It's like they're not trying to be offensive, and that's what I'm worried about is the people that are intentionally trying to be offensive. If it's not your goal to be offensive, and you just came off as offensive, then that's my bad, and we've got to figure.
I need to answer this real quick. Octavio Mancilla says everyone forgot about the AMD Pro Duo. So did AMD.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they didn't send any out for review. There was nothing to talk about. How are we gonna talk about a card that we can't test? You don't. Even Linus got told he can't have a Pro Duo, so that's why nobody forgot about it. AMD didn't
like, you
promote
can't have one because we only got the 2 prototypes and they're in the lab.
Flippin' Fred says, "Hey Jay, love your new driving sim. I agree. I feel like I need a new frame now, and I've really been looking at the Oboto Revolution. I have a question for you about that, Jerry.
Yeah,
I've seen in your videos, and this isn't like a fat joke, honestly, because I got the same.
Fine.
I got the same shit in my video. Everyone's like, that seat looks like it flexes around really bad. Now, when I sit in my art cockpit from GT Omega, it doesn't feel like it's flexing around a lot. But in the video, you can see like the backrest of the chair looks like it moves around a lot, right? Like in a real car, it flexes too.
Dude, I've sat in your cockpit. It feels fine.
It's super firm. Now, your Oboto Revolution in your videos also looks like the seat moves around a bunch, but I know it doesn't. So what's your opinion on that you've sat in versus your Oboto?
I sat in your rig, and honestly, at no point did I feel like the seat was unstable.
Yeah, no, it feels almost too firm sometimes.
And the thing is, have you ever been like in a real car and watched a video from a GoPro? Like even in a real car with like fancy seats, you bend the backs of them. It's just big people move around and push stuff.
So okay, but and all the times I've been to your house, I've never sat in your racing sim because it's either been working as like a clothes rack or a box holder or something. So
I deserve that. I've
never been able to sit in it. My question is, you sat in both. Now,
yes.
Given the fact the Oboto Revolution is nearly twice the price, and it's all tubular construction versus a square bar like on mine.
Yep.
Do you think I would be disappointed selling or giving away to like Coconut Monkey or something my art cockpit and getting a Revolution?
No, I think you'd love the Revolution.
Okay.
Because the Revolution like doesn't have any flex. It's all very thick-walled steel, and it weighs about 300 pounds. I mean, if you have to move it around, you're not going to like it.
My art cockpit's on casters right now, so I can roll it around up there pretty easy. But you use those little slide discs, right?
Yeah, I just put furniture sliders, and it moves really easy. But I would say the seat on it is bulletproof. Like it doesn't feel like they took a seat, like the play seats and stuff where it's like they make the seat, but it's not really a car seat.
Yeah.
This feels like it's legitimately a car seat, like a good car seat. I wouldn't say it's like a Recaro, but it's close to it. And I love the mounting points on it. The only thing is, be prepared for more of a Formula One style position. It's slightly different than what you have on your simulator. Your simulator is more like a driver car.
So is yours more reclined?
Mine's a little bit more reclined. Your butt's down a little lower, in the steering wheel's up higher.
I'm okay with that.
It's more in your sight line.
I prefer a little bit more reclined seat because my seat is perfectly horizontal. Because unlike our chairs, our DX Racer chairs here, where we can adjust the butt angle, you can't do that on my chair. But yours looks like it's a little more reclined.
Yeah, and you can move the seat back like a shitload. Like even like I've heard of people having the Oboto Revolution that are like 6'8", and they're fine with it. They fit in it.
I've got it even on my chair. I've got to slide it forward more. But you know what I do like about my chair though? It does double duty because of the way I've got everything mounted. And I didn't show this in the video. I meant to, but I didn't. Jay's cockpit is firm. Anyway,
you got a firm cockpit.
Wouldn't it be her cockpit? Anyway, just say. I'm trying to make you spit water. Damn it. So. My seat is 2 halves that go together in the middle with those clamps.
Yeah.
I can undo those clamps and slide just the seat off on the casters and have a game chair to put in front of the TV for like an Xbox.
You can't do that with this.
And have the steering wheel and everything separate.
Yeah, no, this is completely like bolted down and locked together. You're not without like 2 real tools. You're not doing.
Everyone's like, or one guy's like, holy shit, 2 hours. I know we're having 2 hours and 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
No, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Sleepy21 says, love the videos. Can't wait to see the 370Z review. I know we gotta wait a little longer now. Sorry if you missed it.
Hey Jay, can you hold up your master cylinder? Just kidding.
I'll hold up my master cylinder, but it's gonna flag the stream.
Oh,
Joral Knight says, hey dudes, just want to ask, I'm upgrading the 3 Asus Swifts. Is 1080 SLI sufficient, or would 1080 SLI be more sortable? Again, if you have the option of a 1080 SLI versus a 1070 SLI, then do it. yes, two 1080s is going to be much more feasible for 1440p surround than two 1070s. Quite honestly. I hear the drums echoing tonight. Oh. See, that's the thing. Who was putting the poetry in there? I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in, 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. What the fuck is this? Hobbs, what are you doing? Are you drinking? I'm going to read the next one? Should I do another dramatic read?
Drinks, man. You missed out on that last PDX line.
Should I do another dramatic read right now?
Do another dramatic read.
I stopped an old man along... Wait, we need music. We need music for this. Hold on. I was
giving you music. Fuck.
Your music sucks. Hold on.
It does. Probably gets you flagged anyways.
I know. Suddenly I'm flagged for like Matchbox 20. It's like, what?
Everybody's asking me if I'm doing more Twitch raids tonight. I don't know. I might.
Okay. Let's see here. Come on. God, wake up, hard drive. Stop. I want to hear. All right, here we go. You ready? I'm going to do a dramatic read. No, you can't. Jay reads poetry.
Okay, do it.
I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, "Hurry, boy. It's waiting there for you. It's going to take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could never do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had." What song is that?
I recognize the line, "I bless the rains down in Africa." I don't recognize the rest of it though.
But I had music going.
Isn't that Toto or something?
I don't give a fuck. I don't know.
I think it's a Toto song.
You look at Hobbs laughing in chat. Ha ha ha! This is the greatest. I think he was testing whether or not I would check it, like the teleprompter, like starting with the notes.
No, I know this song. I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation.
Okay, but no, I don't. But my dramatic read was better.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
She's
you and your Dasky board shirt. What's Dasky board? Dasky board is stupid.
Guide me towards salvation. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking love that song.
Hobbs said he's had 8 shots.
Oh shit!
So I kind of the document did kind of take a downturn halfway through. So
that's right, Toto, Africa. Yeah, I knew something. That's rare these days.
Listen to me.
Sorry, I'm focusing.
I kind of think he was trying to see if I would just read it, not paying attention, and it worked. I actually read the first line before I realized I wasn't reading a comment.
We have a radio DJ up here does poetry with Bender's dad, where he has his dad just like read lyrics like it's poetry.
He could totally get me in trouble one day if he just like slipped in a sentence slipped something in randomly mid donation sentence.
Yeah, Eric just messaged me. He's like, "I'm drunk, by the way."
Like Sleepy says, "Love the videos. Can't wait to lick your scrotum." What? No, it doesn't. But that's what I'm saying is he could get away with it. Like I would totally read it and then not realize what I read till after.
We're reading anything. Conrad Olechowski says, "Love the video. Stay awesome. Thank you." And I got through them all. I'm through them all.
Yay! It's time to get out of here. It's time to go.
I think I go through them all. Yay.
Hobbs is drunk, guys.
Hobbs is funny.
Why is Hobbs drunk?
Dude,
did you know that Terry Crews knows who I am now?
Dude, I hate you. Shut up.
I'm gonna
after tonight too. I'm gonna be like, "Everybody get him. Go tell Terry Crews that I love him and I just want a big old hug and a snuggle from him."
See, I'm offering to help him with something. You're just like, I want a fanboy.
I just want a fanboy. I just literally want to just like breathe the same air that he does for 10 minutes. And then he can tell me I'm fat and that I'm pathetic and then I'll be sad.
The fastest way to get you back on a plane down here is if I said Terry Crews was coming over.
Dude, I'd be there like already. Like you'd already hear me like pulling into the driveway.
Fortunately, you wouldn't know how to get back to here. You get to the airport, but you wouldn't know how to get to the house.
Yeah, I don't remember how to get places.
I did take you a roundabout way when we first came.
No, right. I wouldn't remember if you took me the direct route. My memory just doesn't work.
That's what happens.
All right, well, our show ran really long, and it's time for you to go stuff your face. And it's time
hungry.
I'm going to go stuff. Well, actually, I'm not going to stuff my face because my medicine kills my appetite. I have to wait until it wears off, then I can go stuff my face.
I can see how well that's working. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I love you. Oh. It's the armpit sweat.
This right here?
It's getting bigger.
You made turn off my AC, Jay.
I don't have an air conditioner going right now.
That's it. You guys.
You're not even rendering. He's not even rendering the stream. Oh, shit. With that, I'm out of here. Oh, God. Stopping the stream. No, put your pants back on. Jerry? Jerry, okay, time for the outro. What just happened? The outro is playing.
What?
This is the outro. This is the outro song. We're not putting it on the camera again. Put your pants back on. Jeez.
Got my pants on.
Oh my God. No. Your birthday pants don't count. Oh Jesus, we're out of here. That's it. We're out of here.